Yeah. We really boxing. Who wanted the baddest? Let's see.
Oh, we boxing, yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking, defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs, make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, they alright, but we a little rougher. Stepping for the title and face your rival, this ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, that can't move a muscle. The upside is we in the streets, shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beef? I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing, yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking, defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
Alright, for our viewers who don't know, tell them who the original man.
The original man is the Asiatic Black Man. He's the maker. He's the owner. He's the cream of planet Earth. He's father of civilization and God of this universe, Rick. And there's only one God.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy BVO Boxing, man. I got my guy in the house, man. Puerto Rican Tommy. Of course, I got my guy, the biggest hater, T'Challa himself, man, Mr. Wakanda. My guy Prize, and of course, we got my man, the Puerto Rican Prince, D3. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling?
What's good, man? Appreciate BVO for letting me collab with him on his channel. You know, we do our Friday sports talk, and we're doing it with BVO. And my man D3 was good, prize fighter.
What's good, Thomas?
Hope everyone is well this week. Hope everybody had a good week and ready for the weekend. You know what I mean? And we got a big weekend, undisputed weekend. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Not many people are high on it, and then there's people that are high on it. You know, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Before we do, we gotta talk about baseball. Before we do, man.
Baseball.
Before we do, I gotta let everybody know, man. The Giants are gonna win the pennant. So I want you guys to know the Giants gonna win.
The Giants got they it's gonna be a long shot. They're not looking too good. The Dodgers are running away with that division. It's not even close right now.
Yeah, you
were saying
early,
Puerto Rican. The Phillies is doing their thing, but it's early.
Yeah, but what you guys think about this fight? We got the District King, undisputed champion, man, from the UK, taking on Alexander Usyk. What you guys think?
I don't care to watch the fight, to be honest. I mean, that's just where I'm at with it. But if I have to pick, I'm just gonna go with Tyson Fury because the size, and he's looking a lot slim and trim. I don't know if that's gonna be a good thing or a bad thing, but he looks slim and trim. But again, I don't care about this fight because, like me and D3 said on the other show, neither one of them really, to me, deserve to be there. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, if I have to, I'm gonna go.
I mute myself out. You got to echo free.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I don't know what. Oh, I know. Okay, I see. There we go. All right. Yeah, nah. If I had to pick, I'm gonna go with Usyk. I can't pick Tyson Fury. I can't stand that dude. I'm gonna go with Usyk. I think Usyk is I think Usyk he's not afraid of Tyson Fury. He's not going for none of the little antics that Tyson Fury is trying to pull. I think Usyk trying to be a 2-division undisputed champion. So I'm gonna go with Usyk.
That ain't a bad pick. I ain't mad at that. I wouldn't be surprised if Usyk won.
You know, I was talking to Sock a little earlier today, and I brought up something we were just talking about. I figured I'd bring it up with you guys. You know, and you guys probably know this already, but Tyson Fury, like the last few fights he's had, it's been always like some type of delay or postponement for another date. And when the fight has been canceled, he doesn't look too good. And then all of a sudden, after after a few weeks, the second time, he looks much better. I mean, what do you guys think about that? That don't seem suspect to you guys?
Yeah, it's always something. You right, Thomas. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's always some. Hold on, I was about to cuss. It's always some stuff going on with circling Tyson Fury when his fights is. He's always postponing. He's always trying to get out of fights. It's always something. But the time is now. It's on. It looks like it's gonna go down. So, I mean, I'm with Free. I can't stand Fury, but I just can't see Usyk. I think he'll be outside, but I hope Usyk win. I hope he does.
Yeah, I mean, it's always some antics going on with Tyson Fury. I mean, whether it's his glove, whether it's the oversized weight that he comes in the ring, or it's the dirty fighting that he's doing. It's always something drug cheat. It's every time he has a real big fight, is always something involved, some type of antics, and we never seem to get 100% clean fight. Is always something behind it, whether it's a long count or what. I don't know what it is about Tyson Fury why they do these things with him, but I'm pulling for Usyk. I think Usyk is. I mean, regardless of what we think about the shot that he took, it wasn't Usyk that said it was a low blow. It was the referee. um, Usyk told the referee he was ready to go. The referee made him wait 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was weird.
He told him, I'm ready. The referee made the man wait 5 minutes. So, um, other than that, Usyk always been a solid individual, far as when it comes to getting in the ring. So, I'm pulling for Usyk if I had to choose between the two.
I'm definitely pulling for Usyk,
Well,
but
you
I
know,
just think Tyson gonna
to
win.
ask Killmonger and T'Challa about this is really not a good thing because they probably want a brother in there. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I think what Tyson Fury is doing is like he always is. He fights the best fight, and he's looking to fight another guy. This is a little different. He's fighting a guy that's not big with slow feet. So I'm gonna see what Usyk does, but to see him come in the ring at, was it 263? I think you plan
Yeah,
on
that was going to be my next thing I was going to bring up. So like Tyson has been the lightest since Ottawa in 262, and then this is Usyk. I believe Usyk's heaviest. He came in at 233. I mean, that's weird because Usyk, he can move and stuff, and he gained more weight. And we've seen what happened with fighters that put on extra weight in heavyweight title fights. They become slow and they kind of tire out late. I mean, what do you guys think? You think that's a mistake by Usyk?
and you see how the Puerto Rican didn't let me finish. I see what
Oh,
he
I'm
did.
sorry.
Just see what he did. You see what he did to the Asiatic Black Man. I see what he did. They've been doing this for 400 years, man. So I'm used to it. But I'll say this. I think Tyson Fury is the most misunderstood man in boxing. At the end of the day, salute to my man Deontay Wilder, the Bronx Bomber, because he brought Tyson Fury back from the dead. He even killed him to bring him back from the dead. And it's great to see the young kid in there light fighting. I don't know if you guys seen him fighting Southpaw. It's gonna be an absolute show. He's gonna get in there and he's gonna beat Usyk to death. And after that, I would love to see him fight the winner of Jane versus Wilder. I want to see him fight the winner of that fight because let's
You
be
don't want
honest.
AJ BVO? You don't want to see
I
AJ?
mean, to be honest with you, shout out to my man Remos. The dinosaur division really takes so long anyway. I'll be honest, I don't really care about heavyweights no more. So I just want to see
Yeah, I
it.
feel
I
That's
you.
want
the
to see
fight.
it. I want to
It's
see
gonna
it.
be AJ.
I want to see an undisputed champion. It's been 25 years. It's been far too long since my man Lennox Lewis. So I want to see somebody get the heavyweight crown. But other than that, man, it's gonna be a great fight. And salute to my man Puerto Rican Tommy, man.
I appreciate you, BVO. Yeah. I still want to. I'm still gonna go with Usyk. I'm not a fan of Fury. I just don't like the delay. I don't like that. Fury postponed this fight. I know it was a cut. It's always something with this guy. And then now he looks in the best shape of his, not of his career, but since like 5 years ago. And then Usyk putting on the weight. So I don't like what this says for Usyk's chances tomorrow. But I'm still rolling with Usyk because I just don't like Tyson Fury. I'm just not a fan. And if you guys been following me, you guys know why. I don't want to get into detail, but I think Fury's going to win. I think Fury's going to win, but
why don't you like the undisputed champion? What did he do to you?
Well, he didn't do anything to me personally, but I think he cheated. He cheated the fans in his antics in the Deontay Wilder fights. But that's another subject. I don't really want to go into it.
We'll be here all day doing that. We'll be here all night doing that.
Yeah, so I just want to let it be known that I think Fury is going to win, based on what's been happening lately with him coming in good shape and Usyk putting on the pounds. But I'll be rooting for Usyk in this fight.
Yep. And Tyson Fury ain't undisputed, so I don't know why you call him the undisputed king. He ain't undisputed yet. If he even gets to be undisputed. So,
yeah.
What did I say that, Free? Come on, man. Now you making stuff up. I didn't say
you just said it. You said why you just told Thomas why you don't like the undisputed champion. That's what you said.
You just said it.
Hey, T'Challa, I didn't say that. I said the lineal champion, man.
No, you did not say linear. I know the difference between an L and a U. I know the difference.
You from DC, man. I know your brothers out east, man. I know how y'all have a hard time saying y'all words. I said linear.
How many in the chat? How many people in the chat heard BVO capping up here calling Tyson Fury undisputed?
He clearly asked Thomas, "Why don't you like the undisputed champion? What did you do to him?"
Thank you.
What did he do to you? And Thomas said he didn't do nothing to me personally. Yeah, Josh said you said undisputed BVO. Shout out to homie Josh in front line.
Josh, man, you must got the drinks up early, man. I got to catch up to you, man. You pouring up early, baby. Salute to you, man. What you drinking on, man? You pouring up early, baby.
Josh looked like a Dose type of dude. Like he like Dose.
Yeah. Word front line. He said, "I heard the Gypsy King." He did call the Gypsy King and everything. Let me find out. BVO's a gypsy as well. You a gypsy?
BVO, a Mexican gypsy.
Oh, here we go. And this is the thing, man. That's what my man Free do, man. That's why I say this, man.
Is a no good, lousy son of a bitch. Hey. That's exactly what he is.
Mike trying to hear
that. He said, "I don't drink BVO certified," but like I said, you must got that E&J on full pour, man. I know I feel it, man. But I'm asking you guys this. Oh, I forgot. You from the Bronx, man. Y'all drink fire water and stuff like that. But you know what? I want to tell you guys something fun. This is kind of off note. Salute to my man Tommy. So I'm trying to meet Tommy, man. I'm waiting in front of the doggone Yankee Stadium. My man say he coming. He don't never come. I'm in there.
That's cap.
I watch a guy get beat to death right in front of the courthouse waiting on Tommy. So if you ever want to know,
I mean that is half true. That did happen, but I invited him to come to City
Island. Here we go.
I invited him to come to City Island and have some good food and seafood in City Island, and he came up with a bunch of excuses, man.
He tried to have me go. The brother tried to have a black man go to Soundview with all those Puerto Rican. That's what he tried to do.
That's where I live. I live in Soundview.
He was trying to get me hung up like a coat.
I don't know about that. I mean, all the Puerto Ricans I know, they like black people.
Yeah, they good. I was about to say, you good in the hood with the poppies. They ain't fucking with you.
Hey, I told Tommy where I was at. The brother said, "Oh, that's the hood. I don't go there.
unless I go to Yankee games."
But let me ask you guys this: do you guys think what we seeing in boxing? Do you guys think that this Tank versus Frank? You think Tank's overlooking Frank? I honestly think they're kind of overlooking Frank.
Well, let me ask, before that question, what's this stuff that's going around about Mayweather canceling the fight? Is that true? Like,
That was a
why is
troll,
Floyd?
and Floyd spelled it wrong. That was a troll.
Y'all still believing what Floyd
Why
say
is he
about these
doing? Why
fighters?
does he do this stuff, bro?
Floyd said that about daggone Earl and Spence. I mean, Earl and Bud. I mean, y'all can't believe what Floyd say. Tank don't work
I
for
know.
Floyd anymore.
Floyd got
He
up
don't
and
work
said
for Floyd
Terrence
anymore.
Crawford. He said Earl Smith versus Terrence Crawford ain't happening until I'll announce it. Remember he said it's I
He
announce
never
it.
announced it. We still waiting
Never
on him to announce
announced
it.
it. Floyd crazy, man. Floyd must be stopped, man. He got a damn fight. He didn't even show up to his own press conference.
His fight is canceled. That's the problem. His fight is canceled.
Yeah, good. Because I don't want to see him fight
Exhibition.
Victor Ortiz again. Like, what is he doing? Floyd need to sit down, man.
It's a
I
joke.
mean,
No, but
I'll say
I
this,
don't think
man.
Tank
I think we,
I don't think Tank is overlooking Frank.
I
I
think,
mean, if you
I think we got to get some big fights, man. Because I hear a lot of people been talking about Tank and the 12-pound rehydration clause. I don't know if you guys familiar with that. I think at the end of the day, man, they got weight classes for a reason. And I think it's unfair that Tank is always the one that's blamed for someone wanting to follow the rules. And I think at the end of the day,
That's the WBA doing that,
that's the
BVO. That's not
WBA.
Tank.
Tank
no,
ain't had
no, no. But what I'm saying is
But I feel you though. Yeah,
people
I
are
feel you.
blaming Tank for that new ruling. I'm saying that
Yeah, that's the
he doesn't have
WBA
that
doing
kind of
that.
power. I think
they
at the end of
they
the
blame
day,
they blame
go ahead.
Devin Haney lost. They blaming Tank because Devin Haney lost. They gotta pick on Tank about something. They can't pick on Tank about anything else. They only reason why they associating Tank name to that because he gave Ryan Garcia a rehydration clause. If Ryan Garcia would have never got a rehydration clause and the WBA came out with this and changed their mind and said they're gonna wait till after Tank's fight, they would have never associated it with Tank. That's the only reason why they're associated with Tank.
Yeah,
Tank ain't had nothing to do with it. And to go back to what you asked earlier, I don't think Tank is overlooking Frank. If you paid attention to Tank Davis, um, he's more dedicated to this fight than he's been with any other fight. I've never seen Tank in this type of shape so early in the fight. I mean, so early in his training camp. He's more dedicated to this fight than any other fight that he had in the past.
yeah. I think this is an opportunity for Tank to really show a lot of people how great he really is because I think the thing about Tank is he's a really special fighter, but we got to see him. I mean, against the TOs, against the Puerto Rican stars, the core, against those kind of guys to kind of get an idea of who he really is. Because I think, unfortunately, no matter what, even when Tank beat Frank Martin to death, I think they're gonna still find a way to discredit him. What you guys think about that?
I don't think they'll discredit him. I think they'll give him all the credit. I think you have a lot of fans out there. I know you're gonna say fans like me after I say this, but you're gonna have a lot of fans out there that say, Tank hasn't fought another black fighter, and now he's fighting another black fighter with skills and that can box and punch, and I think if he wins this fight, I think he'll get all the credit. For somebody like me, I'll give him all the credit. So I don't think they'll discredit him for this win.
Well,
I mean,
the reason I
it's
go
there's
ahead,
always going to be
go ahead,
somebody
Chris.
that's going to
I'm about to
yeah,
say
it's
they're
always
gonna find something. Yep. Go ahead,
yeah,
Frank.
it's always going to be somebody that's going to discredit him. But truthfully speaking, Frank Martin is a hell of a fighter. Now, he doesn't have the fighters on his resume to prove how good he really is. But I don't think Frank is miles below Shakur or T.O. or Devin or Loma. I don't think he's miles below them. I think he's a step below them because he doesn't have the experience that those fighters have. He doesn't have the resume that those fighters have. So I think he's a step below them as far as experience wise. But I think if Frank get in a ring with any one of those guys, he give them a hell of a fight. And if he doesn't beat them, they gonna know that they was in a fight. It ain't gonna be an easy win for none of
Mm-hmm. I agree with that, Free. I think that they'll find something to say bad about Javante. But I think that he gonna like what you said. If Frank get in the ring with any one of them bulls, T.O., Shakur, Pitbull, he can win all of them fights.
Yeah.
He hasn't had any experience, but he's gonna gain some tonight or on fight night. He'll have all the experience after that. So win, lose, or draw, this is a win-win for Frank Martin. If he goes in there and be competitive and he don't get knocked out, people are gonna be saying, you know, praising Frank Martin. If Frank Martin go in there and shock the world, then he shocked the world. So he has nothing to lose in this fight, everything to gain. So I think he's gonna be very competitive, and I'm standing on what I'm saying. Every time we talk about this, I'm gonna say the same thing. I think this goes 12 for Tank for the UD.
Salute to my man, Athletic. I'll say this. I think this is a cherry pick. I think when you see this fight in general, I think this is not the fight that the fans want. The fact that we haven't seen the Teofimo Lopez's, the Puerto Rican stars, the core, that's who he should be fighting. Fighting a prospect is cool, but let's not act as if Frank Martin is this big world beater. Tate's going to beat him to death, man. Tate's
Yo,
going to go in there and assault him. And I
yo,
don't understand why, as a boxing fan, I'm supposed to be excited about a 75-25 fight. I like Tank a lot, but I'm just saying this is a super overmatched fight. I mean, we know from
In
seeing
what way?
Frank.
In what way? Can you explain why it's super overmatched?
We seen Frank in his last fight struggle with closing the show. We seen him struggle with coming off the overhand right with his defense. We seen a lot of lapses in his defense his last fight.
Okay.
Frank really has some work to do, and Tank said it himself. He said, "I wish you would have waited to take this fight because it's not you, but I've been going through some stuff, and I'm gonna take it out on you." And I really believe this is gonna be the first time we see Tank Davis go in there and really beat the life out of Frank. He gonna beat Frank to death.
let me ask you a question, BBO. When did you see these issues that Frank had? You see this in his last fight, or you just recently went back and watched the fight?
Salute the crush. In his last fight, we seen the
Okay.
lapses in defense where he kept getting hit
So
clean.
you didn't go back and watch the fight. You saw it in his last fight.
Yeah, I seen it in his last fight.
Okay, so you said this is a super overmatched fight. You want to see Tank in there with Shakur and Tio and all, and you feel like this is a cherry pick. But wasn't you the same guy that said Frank was going to beat Shakur Stevenson when they was talking about making that fight?
I did say that.
Oh, so how was it overmatched then? How was it a cherry pick if you had him beating Shakur?
This the thing about. See, the thing is, the triangle theory doesn't work. We know just because I think Frank can beat Shakur doesn't mean Shakur won't be a tough fight for Tank. I just think that at that level, that little stuff he do, that half a step back, all the little nuances in Shakur's game, with a guy like Frank Martin, with a guy who's a really good boxer, even a Tank, I don't think that'll be very good. But I
I'm
do
not saying
think if you put Shakur in there with Tank, you will see Tank go to a different level. Go ahead.
I'm not saying that you should pick Frank to beat Tank. I'm just trying to figure out how you figure it's a cherry pick. If
That's what caught my ear.
If you had Frank beating Shakur, but now that Tank is fighting him, how do you figure that's a cherry pick?
Well,
it wasn't a cherry pick when Shakur was about to fight him.
Cherry pick.
Not to mention, Frank Martin was the number one in the WBC and the number one in the WBA. So he had his pick between who he was going to fight. He tried to get Shakur. Shakur didn't want to give him extra money, so he decided to go fight Tank Davis, the harder fight.
And I get exactly what you're saying, Free. What I'm saying is this: when you see, and cherry pick is the wrong word. Excuse me, I used the wrong word. That's not a good word. What I'm saying is, for Tank, the experience is glaring. Tank is a really smart fighter, and I feel like the experience gap is way too big because I still think, contender or not, I think Frank Martin still has a lot to learn before he goes in there with a Tank. You can tell that whoever's running his career is not looking out for his best interest because Tank said it best in the $1 Million Worth of Game interview. You're not ready yet. And if Tank knows he's not ready, you think his handlers didn't know he's not ready? And it's no slight against Frank. I just don't think at this present time he's ready for a monster like a Tank Davis. That's a lot to ask of that young man.
I don't think nobody at 135 is ready for Tank Davis. I don't think none of them ready for Tank Davis. I got Tank Davis beating everybody at 135. I don't think none of them are ready for him. So I mean, to say that Frank ain't ready for Tank Davis, that's not saying a lot. I don't think none of them are. I think Tank Davis stopped Loma. I think Tank Davis stopped Shakur. I think Tank Davis stopped all of those guys at 135.
Yeah,
I don't see nobody with the skills that can beat Tank Davis at 135. I
So you're
think
saying
I,
that
I would agree with that. I would agree
I
with
think
that.
Tank Davis get beat by somebody in a higher weight class, not anybody at 135. Now, if they do it, they do it. I just don't see it happening.
The only guy, the
so
only
basically
guy,
you're picking Tank to stop Frank.
Hmm?
You're picking Tank to stop Frank.
Yeah, I picked Tank. I
Okay.
picked Tank to stop Frank in the later rounds. I don't think it's going to be early. I think it's going to be probably round 8, round 9.
Real quick, let me give a shout out to my man Pedro Fernandez from Ring Talk Worldwide. He made a comment. He said Frank is going to have a height and natural size advantage for some of us that'll get us past the short guy. Shout out to my man Pedro Fernandez. Go ahead, Price Fight. I know you was ready to say
salute to
something.
my brother A Hill and my brother Bentley in the chat. Go ahead.
Salute.
He says, I think you guys are giving Davis too much credit. He beat Pitbull. Ryan was probably his biggest win, but I think Loma was right. Davis is the greatest fighter on Twitter. Wow.
Nah, I disagree with that.
Man.
His ring IQ is really good. His defense is really good. His punching power is special. I mean, what's not to like about the kid? We didn't give. I'm only going by what we see. I'm not going like give him too much credit, but like what you're saying. But I feel like he has those attributes. So that's what makes him great to me. And I agree with the brothers. I think he can beat them all at 135. Maybe not knock them all out, but I know he'll knock most of them out, or UD him easy.
There's a guy that can beat Tank. He's just not ready. And it's a young guy. I don't know if you guys ever heard of a small place called Cleveland, Ohio. They got this guy named Abdullah Mason. I think can beat Tank, but he's just not ready yet. So we got to wait. That's the bad part.
That's what I said. I said I don't. None of them ready for Tank Davis. That's what I said. I like Abdullah Mason. I think if Abdullah Mason have more experience, I think he beats everybody at 135 as well. But he doesn't have the experience. That's why I said nobody is ready for Tank Davis.
Yeah,
And he hasn't been battle tested yet. He's going up, very lightly.
He hasn't at all. He hasn't.
Yeah. So I mean, they're matchmaking him pretty well as they should. He's 19, right? Unless he just turned 20.
No, he's 19.
Yeah. So I mean, they're matchmaking him pretty well. He's got a few years to go.
Hey, I mean, I don't think he's going to end up fighting the Tank Davis because I think he's going to outgrow that weight class before he even get a chance to fight Tank Davis. I think within the next 2 years, maybe 3 years, Abdullah Mason is going to be at 140 because we got to remember he's only I think he's 19 or 20.
19
years old. So within the next 2 years, he's gonna outgrow that weight class.
I think he's only 5'9" though, Free. So I don't know. You
Only
right.
That's not short. That's an inch shorter than me. Only 5'9". That's an inch shorter than me. 5'9" is not a short individual. You talking about only 5'9" because you 6'5".
For 135, that's pretty big.
That's no. I'm not. And you know what? You're probably right, Free, because I do got to remember that I'm taller than most. So I'm just saying, as far as him being 5'9", I thought he could make that weight because you got Arrow making 147 at 5'9". So I thought he could make it.
That's 147. That's not 135. That's 147. That's an extra 12 pounds.
Yo, Frontline is stupid. Look at Frontline.
That's an extra 12 pounds.
And it matters. I think, Optima. I always mess that dude's name up, man. I always mess his
Optima LD.
Yo, shout out to him, man. Optima LD. He was at the press conference with Blair Cobbs and Agent Broner. That was hilarious. He did some great work out there. That was pretty good. Shout out to Optima LD.
Most guys at 5'9", their ideal walk around weight is like around 160. The ideal walk around weight is like 160 for a guy that's 5'9". So being 5'9", fighting at 135, he's not going to be there too long. We got to remember, Devin Haney is 5'8", and they said he was too big for the weight class. I mean, we see that he's too big for the weight class. He's 5'8".
It makes sense. Excuse me, that makes sense. I think I'm just going off when you see Abdullah in person, he looks kind of frail. He kind of got that
Yeah,
Fundora look
he's
to
still
him.
a kid.
Say it again.
No, I'm saying he's still a kid. That's why he looks like that. He's still a kid. He's only 19 years old.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? It's funny you say that because his little brother, man, the youngest Mason, oh my God. When boxing see him, this brother's special, man. I'm talking about everything Abdullah got but power, super power. Like, gonna be nasty. But I'll ask you guys
Nigga
this.
realize he walk around at 225.
You said who?
Hey, I'm 5. No, frontline. He says, "Well, I'm 5'9". I walk around at 225. Well, I'm 5'10". I walk around at 195. So I mean, that's what I said. 5'9". That's not small, especially for that weight class. That's not small because you got
Nah, not at all.
Tank Davis. Tank Davis is 5'5".
Yeah.
5'5".
Shout out to my man DP Rocker. He says Ohio got talent, but I want to tell you something, DP Rocker. You still got to share that state with BVO. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I got something for you, DP.
What I'd say is this, murder. It's us Ohio boys. You know how we get, you know how us Ohio niggas get down, nigga. Ohio nigga, double O. What's up, yo? Columbus, Akron, Cleveland, Springfield, Dayton, Youngstown. What's up, y'all? Cincinnati too. I forget about you. You know I love y'all niggas.
Ohio, they do got talent. The problem is the talent that they have. They don't have great mental. Their mental is very fragile.
You know what, Free? I would have to agree with you. The thing that happens a lot of time, especially to AB, who I got to see live and in person, when they give these guys a lot of money, their money goes so far here that they kind of lose their mind. Like AB bought a mansion like at 24, 25.
Now,
So he
I
got
do. I think Abdullah Mason got the right people around him. I don't think his father's gonna let. I don't think his father's gonna let the money get to him like that.
Yeah.
So I believe he got the right people around him. But that's the one thing because Ohio do have a lot of talent. It's just for some reason they very fragile when it comes to the mental. Like the slightest thing breaks them down.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Shout out real quick to my guy. Shout out to Vince Barras. Thanks for coming through, bro. Congrats on your victory last week. He just won a big fight, unanimous decision. At the flyweight division, I believe he's now going to be a #1 contender for a title. He always on Skywalker's channel and stuff. Shout out to my man Vince Barras. Congratulations on your win.
Yeah,
I just wanted to shout out.
Yeah. I'll say this though too, man. I think the cool thing about boxing is we starting to get so many good fights. I don't know if you guys seen Turkey Al-Sheikh say he's gonna do everything in his power to have pound for pound #1 Canelo fight, pound for pound #3 Bud Crawford. So that's gonna be huge, man. That's gonna be huge. To have the one of the three.
He put Bud Crawford #3.
Yeah, you don't have Bud. You don't got Bud in your top 5?
I ain't say I ain't got Bud in my top 5. He got him He got Monster #2. I already know he got #2. He got Monster. I ain't got Bud.
Who's #1?
He got Canelo.
Oh God. Oh, BVO. Wow.
I ain't say I ain't got Bud in my top 5. I don't have him #3.
How do you have Canelo #1, BVO?
You said what?
How you have Canelo #1?
He's undisputed, best resume in boxing. Just beat Jaime Munguia to death. David Benavidez went to 175 and took his ball and went home. I mean, the dude's a monster, though.
You want to let Vince on? Let me see.
Ask you a question. If Canelo #1, and there's a guy that's on that pound for pound that beat Canelo. How he's not #1 over Canelo? He beat him.
Because he beat him in a very close fight. I know you like to spread this pop.
It don't matter how close the fight was. He beat him.
It was 7-5, man. It was a close fight.
You could say it was 7-5. You could say whatever it was. The man beat him. It doesn't say if the fight is close that means you don't lose. No, you lost. He beat him.
Well, you got to remember, he wasn't on the pound for pound list at all. Now he's on there because he beat Canelo.
He beat him. So that means he's supposed to be above him. He beat him.
No, it doesn't. It put him on the list.
That's what happened. I'm gonna tell you what. Ryan Garcia was not on the pound for pound. He beat Devin. They put him on the pound for pound, and he took Devin off. What are you talking about?
Well, he's not Canelo. Canelo fought another tough fight. He beat undisputed reigning champion Jamel Charlo, my favorite fighter. That's a huge win, dog. That's a huge win.
He beat him. Dog. The way the pound for pound go is this fighter fought this fighter. Who will win? Whoever wins goes above that fighter. So if that man beat that guy who was higher than him, he's supposed to jump in front of him. That's how it's supposed to go. So if you playing in the NBA, you winning all your games, but you and then one of these guys come and beat you, they not supposed to be the champion because you beat everybody else. You beat everybody else, but because they beat you one game, they not supposed to be the champion over you. Yes, they the champion. They beat you. Football. I don't care who the team is. You make it to the playoffs. That's the rankings. Everybody that made it to the playoffs. Whatever team wins at the end is the champion. It don't matter if they was number 8 or if they was number 1 going into the playoff. If they make it to the Super Bowl and they win, they the champion.
This is like college football, man. Just because you win a head-to-head matchup doesn't give you the right to open up somebody.
Yeah, but in college football, if you lose, you drop in rank.
No, so that don't necessarily mean that the team that you lost to goes above you.
It depends on where they ranked. If they're ranked in the top, 10, most likely they do. That doesn't mean they go number 1, but they move ahead.
When Auburn beat Alabama just went to number 5, go out of the ranking completely. That's not how that works.
The way the pound for pound goes is this fighter versus this fighter. They were the same size. Who will win? Whoever wins is the better pound for pound fighter. Whoever wins, that's how it is. Whoever wins is the better pound for pound fighter. You can't change the rule because you like that fighter. You can't change the rule because you like him.
What fighter do I like? See, I don't like no fighters.
Yo,
I am favorite fighter.
I am not a Demetrius Bivol fan, but he beat Canelo, so he should be ranked higher than Canelo on the pound for pound. I'm just saying, the man beat him. Until he lose to Canelo, he should be ranked higher. They fought. He beat him.
So, BVO, let me ask you a question. I mean, I know the fight got postponed because Better BF got hurt. But let's say Bivol was to go ahead and defeat Better BF and become undisputed. You still don't think he would be ranked higher, undisputed, than Canelo?
Yeah, if that was to happen, he would have to go. I would put Canelo down. And I would probably move Inoue to 1 and then move Bud to 2, and maybe, depending on how the win look, maybe move him to 3. It depends. It just depends. Okay.
I mean, at least you're fair in that aspect. I mean,
yeah, because Inoue is number 1 fighter in the world. Yeah. I mean, we can say Bud, but see, I'm a little different. See, I got Errol Spence on my pound for pound.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I agree. At one point in time.
Yeah,
maybe recent. I think Canelo was the number 1 pound for pound guy, but I think now, especially with his last few fights and who he's fought, and not the guys that us the fans wanted him to see, I don't think you can put him number 1, bro. That's just how I feel. You know,
hey, Tommy, you forgot that he fought Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Smith,
but that was years ago, bro. I'm talking about. I said at one point, but not now. Like the last three or 4 fights is not fights we wanted to see. Name the 4 fights. It started with the dude that Munguia just beat, Ryder. Then he fought Charlo, made him come up 2 weight classes.
Hold on, no. Jamel wanted
a Triple G fight that nobody wanted to see.
You can't do that. You can't do that because Jamel wanted that fight with Canelo. He had been calling for the fight since 54. So Canelo said, "Hey, dog, you are undisputed reigning champion. You done beat everybody at 54. Come on, let me give you an opportunity. Meet me at 68." And that's what he did. And he was the bigger man. And he lost.
Yeah. Okay, so then if Bud and Canelo were to meet at a catch weight and Canelo wins, he's the bigger guy. Do you give him credit for that?
At the end of the day, if they was a fight, Canelo would tear Bud's head off, man. It wouldn't even be close.
it's just not the fight we want to see. I mean, he has the top guys in his own weight class that he's not fighting, bro. He's not fighting Benavidez. You got Morrell in there. He's not fighting. Is somebody really snoring right now?
I just find it funny how people change the rules because of the fighter that they like.
Hey, Prize. That's foolish.
Yeah, we really put.
I'll throw that food out of here.
Yo,
But,
he really put.
I just find it changing the rules because you like the fighter, dog. The man got beat. If you get beat, you drop. You drop. You don't move up.
Hey, you know what's funny? I had to watch my favorite fighter get dismantled. I didn't cry. I didn't say a word. I just said, you know what? Hey,
Anything about crime? Who said anything about crime?
What?
I said, who said anything about crime? I said the man got beat by Demetrius Bivol. I can't put him in front of Demetrius Bivol. I don't care how many people like him. I can't put him in front of Demetrius Bivol because he beat that man. That's the same way if Canelo was to fight Floyd, because Floyd it was number one pound for pound. If Canelo would have beat Floyd, Canelo goes in front of Floyd. Whether you put him number one or not, he goes in front of Floyd if he was to win.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Mike Biggs, salute, man. That's one of the guys from my little freshman class. Salute to Mike Biggs. But I'll ask you guys this, because you know Canelo is such a controversial subject. What do you guys think about this upcoming card with Tank? You got David Benavidez fighting the Russian guy for the WBC interim title. What you guys think about that fight? You think that's gonna be a great card, or what you guys think?
I think the card gonna be good. It's gonna be very intriguing to see how David Benavidez looked at 175. This guy that he's fighting, they said, he's supposed to be a tough guy. He's the only one that gave Arthur a hell of a fight. He came close to beating Arthur. One of the few, probably the only person that came close to beating Arthur.
Hey, wave your hand. Make sure you're a real person. Okay.
I want to see how David Benavidez look at 175. I think it's going to be a close fight, though.
What's up,
What's going on, man?
Fine. Now I'm back training again because I always prepare because maybe this September I fight World Championship.
Thomas on the phone.
Okay. This will be a title shot, right?
Yes, God's willing.
I'm very excited. That's great, man. I hope you get it, man. You deserve it.
Yeah.
You really deserve it. You had a great win this past, that was a good revenge win too. That was a rematch.
Yes. Because my first fight because when I was first fight with him in 2018 IBF when I was minimum weight, the IBF rules is 100 is 10 pounds also 10 pounds also, but my opponent in the second weigh-in he not weigh in, not attend in second weigh-in when I was in fight I'm very thick and then my opponent is very big.
Okay. Cool, nice. So then so how does in the flyweight division do they have a rehydration clause in there as well for the title?
No rehydration. Because WBA.
Okay. So as you guys, I don't know if you guys know, this is Vince Barras. He's from the Philippines. He's got a record of 21-2, 15 knockouts and 1 draw. And he just got a big win last week. This past, I believe it was Sunday night. I believe it was. I think it was in Japan. He was in Japan, and he had a rematch to a guy that he lost
in Korea,
South Korea. Oh, it's in Korea.
South
Korea.
Korea,
Sorry, in Korea, and he fought Hiroto Giyoguchi, and that was a rematch that from early on in his career, and he avenged it. He won a unanimous decision, 10-round easy victory for him. And now Vince is looking to get a title shot. He's now on here. He's saying that hopefully September, and he's preparing right now as if that title shot is coming.
Yeah, well,
That's gonna be
That'd
good
be
to see.
dope. That would be dope.
Oh, my man T'Challa woke up from his nap.
I've told you I went to the kitchen real quick.
No, man,
Not
we heard
really,
you snoring, man.
bro.
we heard you snoring.
No. Listen, I got somebody laying next to me that's snoring. That's not me snoring. I went to the kitchen. I'm driving down North Carolina in the morning. I ain't even packed my bags. I'm up.
Oh, it's crazy.
Hey,
Yeah,
that nigga be driving North Carolina like he going down the street.
I set my headphones down, but I forgot the person in my bed is snoring like a chainsaw.
Tell him to wake up. No.
Oh man. So Vince, I know you focus on your fights and stuff, but do you watch any other fights? Are you gonna watch the undisputed fight with Fury and Usyk tomorrow?
Yes, I watched that fight because hopefully Usyk, me Usyk.
Josh trolling.
Who you got Usyk winning tomorrow?
Yes, hopefully.
Okay. Wow, so we unanimous on this panel except for BVO is the only one that doesn't feel that Usyk will win. Well, I do think Tyson is gonna win as well. I'm rooting for Usyk. So
yeah, I'm about to say I want Usyk to win, but I think Tyson gonna get him.
Let's not forget Tyson Fury beat a 10-time defending champion, man. I give him a lot of credit for beating Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder probably go to the Hall of Fame, y'all. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but he probably go to the Hall of Fame.
I think he does. Yeah, just based off the 10 defenses, the 10 title defenses alone. You know, to defend the title 10 times, I think he'll get in the Hall of Fame just off of that.
Well, let me ask you this,
almost
man.
every opponent he's faced. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. So when you see it, like, we've been talking about a lot of boxing lately. Is there any fight that you would want to see next, or is there any fight that you think should happen soon? Because I really want to see Andy Cruz. I know we probably won't get it, but I would love to see Andy Cruz versus Abdullah Mason. I think that would be a good fight. I know that's probably a little bit too early, but I would love to see them two fight. How you think that fight would go down?
I think that's a dream match. I think that'll be a great boxing match. I don't think it'll ever happen because the gap age. Andy Cruz is, I guess he started late, and we don't, I don't want to be mean or anything, but we don't know what his real age may really be, coming.
He must be old.
Yeah, so we don't know what age he really is.
That's
so
crazy.
I think he's on a push. It's the truth though. It's the truth when they come from. It's the truth. The same with the Dominican fighters and the Dominican baseball players. It's not. I'm not telling a lie. So I don't think it'll ever happen. But it would be a good matchup if there was a fight right now. But
who you talking about?
Dream. What he said between Abdullah Mason and Andy Cruz.
I like Andy Cruz right now. He's sharp.
Yeah. Well, I like Abdullah Mason right now. I think I think Abdullah Mason has all of the tools. He could have went to the Olympics, but he chose to go pro. I think he didn't go to the Olympics because of the pandemic, and so he decided to go. Decided to go pro. But I think he has all of the tools. I didn't see nothing major from Andy Cruz that I say Andy Cruz will beat him. That Andy Cruz can box. He can box. I'm not big on his power. I don't think he has real big power like that. He has some power, but I don't think he has real big power like that. I think that would be a great fight to see where Abdullah Mason is at. It will be a great fight to see where Andy Cruz is at in the pros too, because Andy Cruz stayed in the amateurs for a long time. So I think that would be a great fight for both of them. But I don't see that happening for neither one of them anytime soon because both
Cruz
of them
got 2 fights free.
He got 2 fights or 2 or 3 fights, but both of them are prospects and they on different platforms. So I don't see them making that fight no time soon.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, the fight that we would want to see with Cruz is with Keyshawn Davis. I think that's the fight we want to see. They fought a few times already, in the Olympics and in the Olympic Games. I think
Do
that's.
y'all think? Do you think that Cruz can do the same thing to Keyshawn now? I think Keyshawn a little different now, man.
I think it'd be an intrigue. I mean, but they're both a little bit different. I actually thought that Keyshawn won. I thought he won that Olympic that gold medal round. I thought it was close, and they gave it to Andy. I actually thought he won, but the previous time, I think he beat him like 3 other times. So I think he's undefeated against Keyshawn. But I actually thought Keyshawn won that the gold medal round, and they gave it to Andy.
The thing I think Keyshawn can win, but I think Keyshawn will go in there, and his mental won't be right. He'll be trying to prove a point, and I think Andy will outbox him. Like the thing that I seen in Keyshawn, I don't know if it was the last fight or the fight before the last. I seen Keyshawn get hit a lot that I'm not used to seeing him get hit. Like he was getting hit a lot.
I think it was the fight before.
Got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt in that fight.
I don't think he got hurt. His last fight, he fought Zepeda. He beat Zepeda.
Yeah, it was the fight before.
It was the one before. Yeah.
The one where he tested for marijuana.
Yeah.
That fight. And he got hurt.
Albright, Albright. Yeah, thanks, Josh. That's right. Yeah.
And he got hurt in that fight, and he got touched up a lot. And the thing about Andy Cruz, like I said, I don't think Andy Cruz had real big power, but I think he can outpoint Keyshawn because Keyshawn has to be set when he throws his shot. He's very front foot heavy. He has to be set when he throws the shot. He can throw off the back foot and he can throw while he's moving, but most of his shots he's set to throw his shot. I think Andy Cruz is a better fighter. A better boxer, and he can throw while moving, and he can fight off the back foot better than Keyshawn can.
I think Keyshawn got the more experience in the pros right now. Like you said, Andy Cruz only got like 3 fights. So, I don't think he can beat Keyshawn right now. I'll leave that in the amateurs.
I think Bomac is a big factor too, and why it'll be tough for Andy Cruz. Because Bomac, man, I think Bomac is our generation's Eddie Futch. Because some of the game plans he's coming up with, man, it's second to none. He got I can't think of that Puerto Rican dude. Not the is he Puerto Rican or Cuban? Whatever that Spanish dude in his corner is. That brother, he really know what he doing, man.
Oh, you talking about the assistant trainer?
Yeah, the assistant trainer with
the one in Bud's corner.
The one that's in Keyshawn's corner.
He's from
that be in
Guatemala, I think.
Guatemala, yep, Guatemala, and he's an underrated asset.
He's from Guatemala. He's
an underrated asset because I see Keyshawn really trying to turn his punches all the way over, and that's something that is coming from him, because Bomac kind of just tell you about throwing a proper punch and a proper punch placement, but I see Keyshawn actually making some strides, maybe because he's been so active. Last few times I've seen him, especially versus Pedraza, who I think is a Hall of Famer, he looked really, really sharp in.
See, the thing is,
he beat Pedraza to death.
The thing is with Andy Cruz and Keyshawn, Andy Cruz got to fight Keyshawn now because Keyshawn is still getting better. Andy Cruz is already older, so he's not going to get too much better than what he is. He's going to learn how to fight in the pros. That's about the only thing that he's going to learn. As far as his boxing style, Andy Cruz is what he is. That's what we see from Andy Cruz. That's what he is. He's not getting any better. He's 28, 29 years old.
Who's his trainer?
Bozy Ennis.
I like that. So that's what makes him a little bit more dangerous. I like Bozy Ennis as a trainer.
Like I said, with Andy Cruz, because I think Bozy Ennis is a perfect trainer for Andy Cruz because of the style that Andy Cruz fight. He's a pure boxer, and Bozy, of course, he's training his son. And his son is a boxer, but his son is a boxer puncher. But the style that Bozy trains very well is the boxer. You can't teach a puncher how to punch, but you can teach a fighter how to box. And I think he's very good as a trainer for Andy Cruz because Andy Cruz is so far along in his career because he's 20. Like I said, he's like 28, 29 years old. He's not going to change his style. That's the style that he has.
I think it's just very important. I think it's very important for Andy Cruz to get more active and to see what he can do. Because, like you said, he's running all the time.
Yeah.
Well, he got,
I
you
agree.
know, they had that thing where the Cubans couldn't, you know, fight professionally, but now that that's no more, I'm pulling for Andy Cruz. I like that he went to that Philadelphia gym like that and get that Philly style in him. And, you know, I think he's going to be good. But as far as him beating Keyshawn right now, I don't think that he could. He has to adapt to the professional before he get in there with Keyshawn. Keyshawn getting better and better, bro.
Well, I got to ask you guys this, man. I would be remiss if I didn't bring up, did you guys see that Adrian Bronner versus Blair the Flair Cobb press conference? And that dude had I believe it was a Adrian Bronner doll or a puppet, like a cousin Skeeter. He had a cousin Skeeter. That was crazy, man.
I told you that the press conference for Adrian Bona and Blair Cobb was going to be all comment. It wasn't going.
We all knew that, yeah. There's no way that it couldn't be. For you know what I mean, it's going to be comical. Period.
Well, AB was reserved. He wasn't really, you know, until Opulent went up there and got at him. That he kind of snapped at Opulent, but he was kind of reserved, you know, most of the press conference.
Yeah, salute to the boxing gym.
Yeah, I think AB is going to be I think AB is going to. You're going to see the real AB when they get closer to fight night. When they get closer to fight night, that's when AB is going to start to show his true self, and he's going to be on a different level. And
does he make weight?
if AB, I think he will. But if
let me ask
AB,
Opulent, you was next to him. Is AB going to make weight? Let me see what Opulent LD says. Because that's the thing. He was clowning him too. With his cheat
AB is more mature now. He's AB more mature now. But I think
if coached by Coach Kenny Ellis, so I think that's a really good thing to be getting coached by Coach Kenny. We know Coach Kenny is all about knockouts.
Oh, these niggas.
So
these niggas is crazy. These
what was that?
No, I'm looking at a daggone text message I got from ESPN. These niggas crazy.
What happened? Somebody did the Knicks win?
They was down by 10 at halftime. I don't know if they won, but no, it wasn't. It was about boxing. I'm not even going into
they're
it.
Getting smoked. Yeah, they're getting smoked right now.
Yeah, my Knicks.
We're gonna get a game 7.
But I think if AB get a dramatic knockout, you're gonna see the old AB come out of nowhere. That man gonna be talking crazy on the mic. He gonna be talking crazy on the mic.
I hope Broner wins.
And as he should, because he's got to sell himself. He's got to, he got to sell himself.
Hey, LD, man.
No. I'm sorry. I'm just basically saying he should.
Why don't you pull up real quick, LD, so we can hear you from you, man? You was actually at the press conference trolling.
Yeah,
he said Coach Kenny.
I want Adrian to knock this guy Blair the Flair out. I like Blair Flair. I mean, he's comical, but AB. But I just don't like men that paint their nails. That's it for me.
The part that made me laugh. Oh, dude, they forced Game 7. The part that made me laugh was when he went in there with Don King and said, "What's up, Granddaddy? This my shit, ain't it, Granddad?" He said, "Yeah, this your shit."
Hey, I thought that was Coach Kenny I seen up there on the stage with AB. I kept looking. I was like, that look like Coach Kenny.
Yeah, him and Cunningham are no longer speaking anymore. So Coach Cunningham and AB are no longer speaking. So I don't want to get into why, but you could just guess why.
Nah, I mean, Josh, that nigga got nail polish and chain earrings, and that nigga weird, man. But whatever.
I mean, no more weirder than your boy Lil Uzi from your city running down the stage.
I don't like that nigga, Lil Uzi, man. That nigga weird. That nigga's a girly man, you know.
Hey guys, before we forget, let's talk about what about this rematch that's happening tomorrow on the undercard. I mean, I think that's going to be a great fight. You got Opatai taking on against Mars Breedis. Opatai against Breedis.
Opatai gonna stop him in 3.
Yeah, Opatai gonna kick his head in, man.
he should, but he struggled with him. You know, when they fought. I know it was a couple years ago. I mean, so
He gonna stop him in 3.
He gonna stop him, man. I never agree with Free, but he, for one thing, Captain, he gonna stop that dude.
Dog, dog, overtime. Dog, he might as well go ahead and move to heavyweight, dog. Ain't nobody at cruiserweight beating him. It ain't nobody at cruiserweight beating overtime.
He's the one that cut up in Fury.
Yeah.
You know, and he was the one sparring him, and you know, he gave Fury good work from what you know the rumors are, right? We don't know what's true. What's not true.
Elbow to the eye. That wasn't no damn elbow. That was a straight punch to the eye.
Yeah, the elbow is what cut him. You know,
that's what he said. Yeah,
it looked. I mean, it was weird because he had headgear on, and I don't know how. It was the weirdest thing, but
Josh and LD, y'all right, both of y'all right. Never in my era, never would have happened. And yeah, Philly cats, the real ones, they you know, you wouldn't know Uzi from Philly.
Yeah, I know he's from Philly because he tell us all the time.
Yeah.
And then you know you got your one guy, get up. You know, Philly been really looking bad.
I didn't know that he was from Philly.
Yeah, he's from Philly.
Yeah, Lil Uzi from Philly.
North Philly.
I would have never thought that because don't no Philly cat act like that. None.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And I know some of the weirdest Philly dudes, and they don't even act like that.
Fact.
LD, what's up, my brother?
Hey, what up? You hear me?
Oh, there he goes.
Hey, we seen you trolling AB, man. You said he can't go back to the hood. You cold blooded.
Yeah, that was cold.
Man, I just wanted to get up there and have fun, you know. But you know how it is with AB. Like he always be talking about how hood he is and all that jazz. So, you know, I just wanted to have fun with him. That's all. It was all love.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That was great. And you know, I didn't know about the press conference until you told me. So that was good. And then you covered it. So I got to watch the press conference because of you. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty dope, bro.
Where they fighting at, Thomas? Where
You're probably about to say where they fighting on
Hard Rock.
and what platform?
Would you say LD?
Don King Promotions, Don King TV.
Don King Promotions or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Don King TV. He's got a website. I guess you got to pay for it or whatever to watch the fight.
Where is the fight going to be located?
Hollywood, Florida. That's basically
Florida. That's right, Florida.
That's basically Fort Lauderdale, basically, north of Miami. So yeah, that's where it's gonna be.
Don King TV.
It ain't KO TV like back in the day.
I don't think so. Nah.
I'm just glad to see Big Don still with them chains on it. You know what I'm saying? Big
Man.
Don, that's my dude.
Yeah, he still be popping his shit too. Like he really got the gift of gab, like for real.
Yeah, you remember that time that like when they was, I forget when it was, but Big Don jumped off the steps. You know when you walk down the ring, walking into out of the ring. Did y'all see that nigga jump all the way off them steps?
I'm just thinking about the press conference. I'm sitting there looking at Don King. You know he old because the whole time AB was talking, Don King had a mean mug on
right,
his face.
didn't he? Yeah, he did. He had a mean. He was in his own zone, you know. He's in his own zone.
Hey, you gotta remember the man is 90. He 90 years old, man.
Yeah.
Big Don's still around.
I know we don't realize that, but he's 90 years old, man.
And it's amazing. Like he's just put on some of the greatest fights that we've seen. And so for me it was like, damn, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he the $1 million man too, man, because people talk a lot of trash about Don, but Don is the greatest promoter we ever seen, man.
Oh, definitely. I mean, all that bogus shit he learned from Bob Arum. I'm saying so.
Hey, but who handpicked them both? Muhammad Ali. So
yeah,
I blame Muhammad too, man, because he handpicked both them niggas, man.
Yeah, he didn't know no better, but you know it is what it is. Definitely, it is what it is. But I don't try to. I just try to focus on the great fights that Don brought us. You know what I'm saying? And versus focused on. We also got to admit, like Tyson, he's got to take accountability. You know what I'm saying, for a lot of the spending he did and just recklessness he did. So
yeah, I got to talk to Tim Weatherspoon, man, and I'll say this, man. Carl King knew what his dad was doing, but to be honest, I think people got to remember, just like when I was talking to Tim Weatherspoon, man, you just because you know what's going on doesn't mean you can necessarily change it. And I think that I think Don knew he was doing wrong. And if
Mm-hmm.
you look at how he's treating AB, how he did Michael Doak, he
Mm-hmm.
pick and chose who he's gonna treat right. It's just
Yeah,
that
yeah,
he
yeah,
pick
yeah.
and chose who's gonna do right. Because
Mm-hmm.
we know Michael Doak shouldn't have no $20 million network, but he do.
Right, right.
You
That's
know?
true.
So,
But
so, you know, go ahead.
in essence, in my opinion, Don just took advantage of people like who didn't know the business. If you don't know the business, he just really took
Cook.
advantage of your ass. You know what I'm
He
saying? So
cooked.
it's up to you. If you
I
come in,
wish you know.
if you come in at green, if you green, then you asked out. So
Well, I wish Pedro was still in the chat. Maybe he come on. Pedro worked with Don King for years, and
okay.
Pedro says that Don King, always paid him. Never had a problems with payments. Never a check never bounced. So he don't really have no bad things to say about Don King.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Well,
I guess it
Don
all
was a
depends on who
Don was a skimmer, man, and I think people don't understand over time that hurt you. Like when he was charging Mike Tyson for towels.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
was bogus.
charging
That was
Mike
crazy.
Tyson for water. But he
Don,
charged all his fighters for that stuff. But
Don,
if you think about it, that stuff ain't free. It ain't no $100 though. But
Yeah,
that stuff ain't free.
Right, right, right.
Don King never cheated his employees. He just cheated the fighters.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a fact.
yeah. That's exactly it, D Free. That's exactly it. So
Because
like
he got all the same. If they still alive, he got all the same people with him. I mean, I think his daughter's in charge now, but he pretty much got all them leftover brothers still with him.
I actually
I mean,
believe the daughter. I think the daughter was actually there. I believe.
yeah,
Yeah, she was there walking
yeah.
around. Yeah.
The light skinned chick, yeah,
Yep.
she pretty much run it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, because I don't know what happened to Carl King. Haven't seen him in so long, but it's just pretty much her at this point. That's the one who told the AB said, "Don't I eat all these snacks on here, Granddaddy?" Yeah, you
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. 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 Yo, AB had a baddie with him though, dog. I was like, damn. Like
Wait, don't he?
I was sitting I was sitting right next to her. It's funny because like I was sitting next to her and then I was sitting next to Coach Kenny, but Coach Kenny he went and got up on stage or whatever. But man, she was a man. AB be having some baddies with him. Sheesh.
How much you think?
Yeah,
he paid
whatever happened to Miss Louis Bags? Remember that girl he was with?
Yeah.
He gave her a kid and then he dumped her, dog. That's
Man, he gave her like 3 kids, I think. She got like 3 of his kids, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought he only had like 4.
No, I follow her on IG. I think she got like 3 by him.
Dang.
Yeah.
I think she got like 3 by him.
I don't blame him.
Because remember Mother's Day was just last week, and she had posted. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I was following her. And I swear I seen like 3 kids, and I believe they're all from him.
Wow. Let me ask you: did you make any get any contacts for future to come and do interviews and stuff?
I actually didn't, but
Okay.
I did follow some cats. I was being, how can I say it, man? I was like taking it all in, and it was like, that was literally like my first conference, but I feel comfortable enough to where next time I'll definitely be more prepared. One thing that I peeped that people like they have somebody with them, right? That's taking the pictures for them. So I wouldn't have to keep asking people, oh, can you take this picture for me and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I need a stabilizer because you see how my phone was shaking and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I get a stabilizer to put my phone on, and my shit'll be a lot more smoother footage than the shit just shaking. But
No footage is
I mean,
what if you guys better than no footage?
Right. That's true. But
hey, how the twins doing, man? Twins doing?
I'm about to say you just starting out, so I mean you growing as you grow. Your equipment get better. Your interviews get better. Your everything gets better. So
I mean, you got to ask a question. You got to ask 2 questions. That's dope. I could have at the last press conference, but I didn't feel comfortable doing it. But you got to ask 2 questions and you had fun with it. That was dope, bro. That was fucking
right.
That was sorry, I forgot I cursed.
You know the weird part about that, Tommy. The weird part was that there was a dude who asked questions before me. The first dude, I think he had asked like 4 questions, and he kind of waved the mic around, and nobody wanted it. I'm like, shit, give me that mic. Shit.
Yeah, that was cool.
Shit. I was like, dang, nobody want to ask him nothing? Okay.
Hey, you know, say something stupid to you, so
shit.
No, but that was good because you get clout over it, right? Like, you know,
This is the
that
thing,
was
like
great.
I don't like this is the thing, like I didn't of course I didn't take to me I didn't take it as like he was serious. I just like he got what I meant though.
Yeah.
He knew what I meant. Like
Exactly.
he knew that he can't go back to the hood getting knocked out by Blair. He got it.
Yeah.
So that's to me that's what makes sense. To me it makes sense to me.
But you build on a relationship now. So the next time you see
Right.
he'll ask you to ask a question. He'll point at you and say, "Hey, what's the question you got?"
But
So you building that relationship.
yeah,
That's good.
but peep this as well, D Free. Like even after that, like when they came down and asked questions, he was super cool. Like he chopped it up with him. Like it was like I said, it was no ill will and nothing. It was just all love. So just the whole experience in general, man, it just made me it just made me
No, but
even more like respect fighters, because a lot of times people get on these online and they just totally disrespect. Like these dudes are human, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to respect these dudes. These dudes are like machines, and just how
I was about to
people
say
be just so
they
people be so reckless and disrespecting them. Like you can't to call these dudes a bum. You're the bum, because these dudes are risking their lives to get in there to put on a show. Like there's no way you can call anybody that has the balls to get in the ring a bum or a bitch. You know,
BVO don't call them bums. He call them Amazon drivers.
man, you can't be. Nah, man. Yeah, I just for me, I've
like
never
AB,
you know.
the
Go ahead.
AB. I've heard that AB is a real cool individual. Like Southern T that met AB personally and a few times. Southern T was like, man, I met him at the sports bar. We were just sitting there chilling, and he paid for my whole meal. He said, I ain't asked him to do that. He just went ahead and paid for the whole meal. So I've heard
Salute to Bruce
other people that he's real cool. He's a down to earth individual, and a lot of them it's the ones like Canelo where they get too big for their fans, and I'm like, dog, you gotta understand your fans is what made you. Without fans, you wouldn't be nowhere.
Yeah.
Come on, Chris. The language barrier there too, man. You heard what he said about Oscar. He did one more thing. I'll fuck him. So
I wish Sock was here, because Sock has some good stories where he's met Holyfield and some guys, and they hang out, and they was like, yo, you want to go to lunch or whatever? Like they're just like regular people. So
they are, man, and that's one thing I always say. Like I don't get online and just disrespect people. That's something that I've never done in general. Like I said, I move around a lot just as far as traveling. So I'm not trying to have nobody out of state. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna survive at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not me anyway. Like I overly respect sometimes, but like I said, I get my respect, especially for these fighters, man. You just can't be disrespecting people, like calling them bitch ass niggas and stuff like that. Like you just straight out of line to be calling these cats that.
See, BVO will tell you, I don't like getting into their personal business at all. I'm talking about strictly what's in the ring. We're talking about what's in the ring. I don't care about what goes on in their personal life. I don't know them personally like that to be talking about their personal life. Let me talk about what's going on in the ring. That's what. That's what all I'm watching.
At the end of the day, it's their experiences, and they're in the game. Whether it's a fighter, a trainer, a referee, a promoter. I mean, I've had different type of people on my channel, and I never disrespect them. Maybe I'll question them on some things, right, and say, you know, maybe not disagree with them, but they're going to give me their perspective,
right,
from what they have done in the business, and I got to respect that. I can't be like, no, you wrong, or no, this. I wasn't there, like, and I've had them on my platform. So, like, if I had a fighter, let's say I had Shakur, like if I had Shakur on, I would love to get into it with Shakur. There's a lot of things I would say, but I wouldn't disrespect him.
Right.
You know, I don't disagree with what you're doing. I don't agree with doing it. Now, if he came at me and got stupid, then obviously I'd have to get back on him. But I wouldn't go at him because, you know, and I don't mean to cut anybody off. I just want to go. I was trying to get Issei to come on. He hasn't responded yet. I was trying to surprise you to get him on. I sent him the link. But Issei and Shakur have been going back and forth on Twitter, and Issei didn't say nothing disrespectful to the guy, and Shakur went crazy. So what I'm trying to say is, I would never go out and get crazy. Now, if he came at me and got stupid, as men, we're gonna snap back. But at the end of the day, in my BVO's voice, in the end of the day, I'm not gonna have somebody on my platform and disrespect them because these are their experiences, and they're telling a story of what they went through, and we gotta somewhat respect that. We don't have to agree, but we have to respect their experiences because we're not in the ring. We're not, refereeing. We're not managing. We're not promoting. We are promoted to a sense, on our channels. But you know what I'm trying to say. So I agree with you. Like at the end of the day, these are regular people. They got to go through, stress as well. They got life issues as well. Just like we do. You know what I mean? So
that's the same thing. I've always say we don't know what they said in those rooms. We're not in those rooms when they making those deals. We don't know who offered it or who declined it. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what was on the table. All we know is the end result. And we comment on the end result. So you can have your speculation, but that's what it is. It's speculation. You don't know what's actually going on. That's why I say this is what I believe, because it is. That's what I believe. Until I'm proven wrong, that's what I believe. You can't change my mind until you show me a hardcore fact. When you show the fact, then I change my mind because I can't argue the fact.
There's somebody in the back. I don't know who that is. I don't know.
You said who?
There's somebody in the back. I don't know who that is though.
Nah, but you know how it is, man.
Turn your camera on, dog.
It mainly be ego. Cats be even as we see, just as far as in general, just as far as like a lot of us up here, we're content creators.
I don't know why we keep getting group chats on here.
We see the egos that cats have, and they just go off. But I'm just, like I said, I lead with respect always. I'm not on here calling even people all types of names and shit. So I'm definitely not gonna be disrespecting no fighters because like they got a lot on their shoulders, man, going into these fights. So it just really helped me respect them just that much more. So
I will have my fair share of beliefs of individuals, but I mean I would say I believe you ducked this individual, or I believe you cheated in this situation.
Yeah,
that's my belief.
Right.
I mean, you can prove to me that I'm wrong, but until you do that, that's what I believe. I believe you ducked that individual. I believe you cheated that individual. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. It is, but at that time, at situation like that, then it's just a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. But just like I just be hearing some wild ass shit online, and it's like, wow, would you say that to that person in their face? Most likely not. You wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't. You definitely would.
I'd say whatever I need to say to one of them, because if they touch me, I got some of the best lawyers. So,
well, you got hold on. You got to remember that brother hangs out with Devin Haney, man. He'll take the stand on you.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucked it. Oh,
he can say what he wants to say. Hey, listen, I am a
BVO, you bogus as hell. BVO, you bogus as hell.
I am a civilian. If I didn't do nothing wrong and you try to do something, your ass going to jail. Police on you.
Oh, you bogus as hell.
So if you strangle T'Challa, man, you're going to jail. Just know that.
Hey, I don't care about them going to jail or none of that. You touch me, I'm getting paid. I don't care nothing about you going to jail. I'm getting paid.
That's
what's going on, A1?
Right.
I ain't seen my A1 in a minute. What's going on, A1?
Salute to A1.
A1, you see the Knicks are gonna make everybody sweat in Game 7.
I hope Cleveland beat them.
What A1
I was on T Live earlier, and he asked me who did I have in the game, and I asked him. I said, "Where they playing at?" They were like, "They playing in Indiana." I said, "I got Indiana."
Yeah, they going to New York, man. But you know what's so crazy? Why in the world they playing from Indiana?
What happened?
The Knicks are going to win. The Knicks are going to win because they playing.
They got Jalen Brunson playing off almost the whole damn game. I'm like, man.
No, he had an off game. They had to send him
out.
I
said they got him playing the whole game.
Oh, well, I mean, they ain't got nobody else but him. The first half, I watched him. He missed 11 straight shots. I was like, God. I said, yeah. He
nigga be scoring 40 and 50 all the time.
They can't send him down because they ain't got nobody else.
Yeah.
Can we highlight Anthony Manzanos? He made a comment in the chat. Maybe we can talk about that. That was to D.
No, I don't think his defense is hyped up. I think his defense is excellent against competition that's not on his level. When it's on his level, I think his defense is just is good. I think it's good. I don't think Shakur is not a great defensive fighter. I just think that the when we see Shakur and we say he got the greatest defense in the sport of boxing, it's against lesser competition. It's not against the A level fighters because the A level fighters we see he has good defense, but it's not what we see when we see him fighting lesser competition.
Yeah, that's a good assessment for you. I mean, we haven't seen him in there. I mean, we've seen him in there. I mean, I give him credit for Oscar Valdez.
Who?
He was Oscar
Oscar
Valdez.
Valdez, you heard what he did.
I give him credit for Oscar Valdez. He looked sharp in there defensively. So, but when he went up in there with a power puncher that could box and move too, like Edwin De Los Santos, he kind of was gun shy. You know what I mean? But his defense was still really crafty, though. It still was really, really clever, like the UK brothers say. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it is elite like that. And if he gets in there with Tank, it'll show. But can his power? Can he keep Tank off of him, or can he keep, somebody like Sabril Matias, not Sabril, but any one of them 35, 40 pounders? I think Shakur can fight at 40. But is he going to keep him off of him? You know what I mean? That's the thing.
I think he's got a good test in his next fight. This guy, the guy that fought Frank Martin, the German dude, he was an Olympian, and I give Olympians a lot of respect.
I saw what you sent to me too, Thomas, and I wanted to get on him about that because you said Tank Davis is cherry picking Frank Martin. He ain't testing himself because why would he get in there with Frank Martin? He could have got in there with De Los Santos. But you fighting a guy that Frank Martin just beat.
Yeah, exactly. But I personally think it's a good test. But that's a very excellent point. He's clowning him for that, and he's fighting, the guy that Frank Martin just beat. So and that was a close fight. But this guy can box.
You don't fight somebody that pulled out on me, but you turn around and fight the person that he beat.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's going to be an easy fight for Shakur. I think he'll outpoint him. I think this guy don't have no pop, but he can box. The guy's athletic. And if you guys know me, I give Olympians a lot of credit. Anybody that's been in the Olympics,
he got a little bit of pop.
I give him a lot of props.
He got a little bit of pop because he hurt Frank Martin in that fight. And I don't know if y'all saw it, but I saw Frank Martin get hit, and Frank Martin grabbed. He grabbed him immediately. I was like, "Oh, Frank hurt. And for a minute, I thought Frank Martin was going to lose that fight.
Yeah. It was close. They had 7 rounds to 5. The 2 judges, I believe.
Yeah, he
one
did.
judge might have had it 116, 112. I mean, it's all about what Shakur does, but to me, it's what he does next. Like after this fight, rumored is he's going to move on. He's not going to stay with Top Rank, and then he's going to sign somewhere else.
Well,
I think
it's
it's all about that next fight. I know that's a rumor. That's why I said it's rumor.
Look, Thomas. I don't believe that shit.
Yeah.
I said, look, I don't believe that shit. No. Where's he gonna go? All the fights that he won is on Top Rank. He wants the titles. All the titles are with Top Rank because I believe Neverati is gonna win tomorrow. Neverati, Shakur, and Loma. They all on Top Rank. Tank is the only one that's not on Top Rank. You're not gonna go to PBC. We already know he's not gonna go to PBC. Yeah. So you're gonna stay with Top Rank. Now it might not be a long-term deal, but he's gonna stay with Top Rank.
This is the thing.
All the good fighters in his division, not all of them, but he's got solid fighters in his division and 140 right there. I mean, if he wanted to step up, fight Tio, he's got Muratala there. I mean, these are beatable guys, but they're still named guys. They're in Top Rank. I mean, he'd be crazy to leave.
No, I think Muratala. I think he beat Shakur.
You think Muratala beat Shakur?
Hell no.
Muratala didn't look good his last fight.
I'm not going to say he'll beat Shakur, but that's a 50-50 fight. I'm not going to say Shakur wins that fight definitely, and I'm not going to say Muratala wins that fight definitely. That's a 50-50 fight. Muratala got some pop.
So he can't fight like he did his last fight.
Now, what I will say is Muratalla get hit a lot. He can't get hit against Shakur because Shakur is going to outpoint you. But
big time.
If he can tighten up on his defense and box with Shakur, he can make it a tough fight for Shakur.
I'm about to have to jump off here because I got to drive down North Carolina in a couple of hours.
All right, that's a bet.
I had to come up here and rock with y'all for like an hour and a half.
Drive all right, bro. Appreciate you.
I'll be back on tomorrow for the fight. We'll be watch the fight. I'll get stable and watch the fight somewhere.
For sure.
Hey, man, RIP to your boy Kendrick, man. RIP to Kendrick Lamar.
This motherfucker.
BVO always got to say something crazy on your way out, but peace out.
BVO is the king of the jabs. Like, he'll throw a quick jab out of nowhere.
But yeah, no, I think that's a tough fight for Shakur. I'm not gonna say Shakur definitely win him. I'm definitely not gonna say that Muratalla definitely beat Shakur. But I think that's definitely a tough fight. I think Shakur is gonna think twice before he signed that contract. He's not gonna just jump and sign that contract. He's gonna think twice before he do it.
Man, Shakur is with Jay Prince, and Jay Prince only does business with Aaron. So he's not going anywhere, man. I don't see him going anywhere.
Why don't people get? Hey, man, why don't they get that, bro? I don't understand why they don't get that.
See, the only way he can get away if he can wiggle out of that deal with Jay Prince like Floyd did, then okay, then we can talk. But as long as he's with Jay Prince, he ain't going nowhere. He gonna resign.
No, Jay Prince learned from what happened with Floyd. He's like, I let him get away. I should have never let him get away. Jay Prince ain't letting that man go.
So let's go.
I'll say this real quick. Let me say this real quick before you go. I hear Shakur talking with a country accent sometimes. You think he's leaving Jay Prince?
No, you got to understand.
Madness. You heard that too, Album, haven't you? You heard that?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have.
Yeah, so he's not going nowhere, man.
You got to understand. He's dating. He's engaged or dating a female that's signed to Jay Prince. Mm-hmm. He lives in Houston, where Jay Prince live at. That man ain't going nowhere.
So we can go on to say that he has a silent lifetime deal with Jay Prince. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
and Jay Prince saved Andre Ward's career, if people remember. Mm-hmm. Andre Ward, all them problems he was having with promotional companies, Jay Prince saved him, and I believe that from what I've heard that Andre Ward is the co-manager with Jay Prince on that Shakur deal.
That's how Shakur got with Jay Prince. It's because of Andre Ward. You remember Andre Ward was Shakur's manager for a little while. When Shakur Stevenson first got into the game, Andre Ward was his manager. I think Andre Ward was his manager. And he introduced him to Jay Prince. That's how Shakur got with Jay Prince. Because of Andre Ward. That man ain't going nowhere. What's going on, Just Do? Jay Prince.
What up, Just Do?
I don't see Shakur leaving Jay Prince because Jay Prince hasn't done bad by Shakur. Now, if Jay Prince was doing bad by Shakur, I could say, okay, Shakur might be trying to find a way out. But Jay Prince ain't doing nothing bad by Shakur. I don't see a reason for Shakur to leave. Shakur is making good money under Jay Prince, and he's won multiple titles being under Jay Prince. I don't see him going away. Like I said, Jay Prince.
What do you think is the goal for Shakur right now after this fight? And I don't want to discredit Shakur in this fight. I think this is a tough fight. I don't think it's an easy fight. I think it's a winnable fight. I think he should win this fight, but it's not an easy opponent. Like I said, I like this guy. He's an Olympian, the German dude. I think he'll be solid competitor. But what does he do next? What does Shakur want? Does he want to fight and win another title, 135? He wants to unify. Does he try to get Tank, or does he move to 140? What does he want to do? I mean, if he stays with Top Rank, he's got guys there. He's got Tio there. You know, he's got. I think
he wants Loma. I mean, he wants Neverati too, but Loma is the bigger name. I think that's who he wants. And I mean, he already said out his own mouth, Tank Davis is the Super Bowl. I think either he gets Neverati and Tank gets Loma and they fight for undisputed, or he gets Loma and I don't think Tank Davis fight Neverati. I don't think Bob Arum makes that fight for Neverati because we all know how Bob Arum is with his Mexicans. I don't think he makes that fight for Neverati. I mean, I'm just being honest. Bob Arum likes that foreign money. He likes that foreign money. So
Navarrete did not look good in his last fight, even though he got like 3 knockdowns. Yeah. The guy from Brazil, Concepcion, outboxed him most of that fight. So I don't
read that comment real quick, Tommy.
Yeah. Shakur has an opportunity to show separation in this fight. He says he wants the belts, and he definitely wants the Loma fight. They talked to him. Yeah, and that's a good fight. I think Loma still got something left, in the tank. Obviously, he's still got the legs. I mean, I'd want to see it. I don't want to see Shakur Navarrete. I think he washes Navarrete.
The only way I want to see Shakur Navarrete is if Tank Davis get the Loma fight. I want Shakur to get Navarrete. That way, it's Shakur and Tank for undisputed. Because I believe Shakur Navarrete too. And we would get Shakur and Tank for undisputed. That's a mega fight at 135. There's no fight bigger than that at 135. If Tank beats Loma, there's no other fight bigger than Tank and Shakur for undisputed.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and I think that's a fight we got to have, especially in the top rank. I think Shakur and Loma. I think that's the fight to have. Shakur gets to retire Loma, which I believe that's what will happen. I don't think Loma beats Shakur. One of them wins and retires him.
I think either one of them, either Shakur or Tank. I think either one of them retires Loma. If Loma
what happens if he beat them? What happens if he beats him
then? Hey, more power to Loma. More power to Loma. I don't have a favorite fighter. If Loma wins, I'm gonna give Loma all the credit. I gave him credit for the fight that he had against Kambosos, and we already knew what was gonna happen. We said that when Kambosos had the belts. We said Kambosos is gonna lose to any one of those guys, Devin, Tank, or Loma. He was gonna lose to any one of them. So there wasn't something that I was surprised about. I knew that Loma was gonna beat Kambosos. I just didn't know that Loma was gonna stop Kambosos. I had Loma winning on the card. I didn't have Loma stop. That's what surprised me.
Can you highlight that, Anthony? I guess he's talking to me. So says Tommy, and this is where I do not get the obsession with Haney fans. I wanted to put him in the ring with Subriel Matias after what happened with Ryan. Well, if you're a Haney fan, let's look at it this way. Me, I like everybody. I like Haney as well, and of course I like Matias because I always support my Puerto Rican fighters. But if you're a fan of these guys, right, and I see what you're talking about, Anthony, and I understand where you're coming from. But if you're a real fan of these guys and you want to see them fight the best, then yeah, you want to see him fight Subriel Matias and see if he can beat Matias after what happened with Ryan. Now we know what happened with Ryan with the steroids and stuff like that. And
allegedly, Tommy, allegedly.
All right, we'll give allegedly. What I'm saying is,
it ain't no allegedly. He popped dirty. It ain't no allegedly. We know what it is.
I'm just trying to be fair to BVO because I already know where BVO's going.
No, because BVO be trying to push that propaganda allegedly. It ain't no allegedly. He popped dirty. The question is,
in the ring, the fight, I think Haney made a bunch of mistakes that he can't make against Matias and he can't make against other fighters in the future, especially at this level and especially at that weight class of 140. You know what I'm saying? And he fought a guy that was bigger than him as well. He made mistakes, but if you're a Haney fan, you want to still see him fight Matias. I mean, I would, I would favor Matias only of my bias, but I think Haney would got a legit shot to beat Matias in our box.
Off of what you said, if you're a Haney fan, you want him to get in there with Matias, so you can say it was the steroids that made me lose, not Ryan. It was the steroids that made me lose.
That'd be another statement too. Exactly. Me personally, I think it's wrong. I was at the fight. I was there, right? And I thought Haney made, a bunch of mistakes, right? And the steroids is going to take away from the win of Ryan. But at the end of the day, Ryan came in overweight. He did a lot of things that are just not professional and made it a fair fight. I had Ishe on last week, and he said, he compared. He didn't talk about the steroids. He talked about the steroids, but he talked about the weight. He said, there was stuff that Ryan didn't do, that Haney had to do. He cheated his body. He cheated in the fact that Haney had to lose the weight and struggle to make weight while Ryan didn't. Like, that's to him as a fighter, and this is the fighter's perspective, that he cheated in that way, right? But you know, at fault, Haney and the team, they took the fight because they still thought they could beat him because of the weight. You know, so there's a bunch of different aspects you can look at it. You know, as far as you know,
I don't even want to talk about Matias because I need Devin to rematch. Fuck all this not fighting them type shit. Like
I said that yesterday. I said that yesterday.
I don't think it'll happen. I don't think you ever see a rematch.
The only way you can erase this fight, regardless of what the judgment is, and if they make it a no contest or whatever, the video is still out there. The only way you can erase this fight is by rematching him and beating him. That's the only way you can erase that fight. Because even though they make it a no contest, you still got your ass whooped. And I'm gonna be honest. I like Devin Haney. I like Ryan Garcia to a certain extent. But the fight that Devin Haney fought on that night, even if Ryan didn't have anything in him and he wasn't overweight, Devin Haney lost that fight because he fought the wrong fight. Ryan hit him with those left hooks all night. He hit them with the left hooks all night. And every time he got hit with that left hook, he got wobbled. Ryan finished him and dropped him with the right hook, but he was getting wobbled by the left hook. And so, regardless if it was steroids in it or not, the fight that Devin fought that night was the wrong game plan. That was wrong all the way around.
Bro, these are the two reasons why the loss is being took so bad. Because for one, Ryan didn't even really look that good. You know what I'm saying? But he made Devin look like easy work in a sense. And then two, remember, Ryan was supposed to be low key a hype job, quote unquote, was just a social media hype job. So he was already underestimated, and then he went in there and he did that. Like, I don't know anybody who really had money on Haney except for like the casuals. I mean, a lot of casuals caked up.
You need money on Garcia.
I'm gonna be honest. I told everybody. I said I got Devin winning. The only chance that Ryan has is the knockout shot.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. He has
and that's what happened. He capitalized on the moments. He had the moments of the fight. And that's what made him win the fight, and on the mistakes that Haney did.
I said it before the fight. I told Devin Haney, I said, Devin Haney, if you listening, fuck the fans. Nigga, you a boxer. Box this man. Be a boxer. Don't go out there and try to prove to the fans that you got power and all that. We don't care. We was liking you before all of this. We didn't care about you didn't have power. A lot of fighters don't have power. You be good at what you do. That's what my father always told me. You're not gonna be good at everything, but whatever you good at, be the best at it. So you a boxer. Be the best boxer. You don't have to be a power puncher. Be the best boxer. That's what you need to strive your career behind. Being the best boxer. You don't have to be a Tank Davis. Tank Davis is Tank Davis. He's not gonna be the best boxer. He's gonna probably be one of the best knockout punchers. But he ain't gonna be the best boxer. You strive yourself for being the best boxer because that's what you do.
Yeah, man.
Let's just
keep in mind this though, guys. Devin Haney has been crying us a river like Justin Timberlake since he got beat to death. And we gotta just give Ryan some love, man. He went in there and beat the big bad Devin Haney, who Bill said, I'm sending my son in here to take his life. And what happened? His son was lost his life. So
man, you got to think like, Bill's just selling a fight. I don't really take that.
And I told BVO after the fight because we called the fight, and I said I'm gonna give Ryan all the credit. And there's gonna be a lot of fans going to talk about the weight. That's the first thing we're gonna talk about is the weight. And I said Ryan is not gonna get the credit because of the weight, and that's what it was. Before the test came back, everybody was discrediting Ryan because of the weight. And I told BVO that. I said Ryan is not going to get the full credit because he came in overweight. Ryan could have been the WBC champion if he would have came in weight, and then he popped dirty. So that's another strike on top of that. So I want to give Ryan credit for it, but you really can't because you came in overweight and you popped dirty on top of that. So you really can't get no credit for the win. So the only credit that you
you can possibly get is hoping that Devin will rematch you, and you go in there and you beat him clean and on weight. That's the only possible way you can get full credit, and the only way that Devin can get that loss erased from him is by beating him. That's the only way.
Yo, BVO, you're still around, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, just pay attention. I think Ishay is gonna get on.
Okay.
All right. So just
I think the thing that we missing on this whole thing is they've been taking Ryan Garcia through the ringer. If Ryan Garcia had waves on the beard, he had to deal with none of this stuff, man. This is really just a witch hunt. Now we talking about somebody being sick. What is it? 6 billion over. Come on, dude. At the end of the day, man, he won a fight fair and square, man. Stop trying to take that man's victory from him, man. He went in there and beat Devin fair and square, man.
Was it a witch hunt when they did it to Roy Jones? Was it a witch hunt when they did it to Evander Holyfield? No, it wasn't. It don't matter if they had waves in the beard. If the man popped dirty, the man popped dirty. Why you can't get that through your head? He popped dirty. Dog, I don't want him to pop dirty. He popped dirty. I didn't ask Ryan to pop dirty. I was going to give Ryan all the credit for the win, even though he came in 3 pounds overweight. I was going to give him all the credit. That man popping dirty. The man popped dirty. I didn't say, "Oh, Ryan came in overweight, but he still won." He got to pop dirty, dog. You got to pop dirty. No, I didn't wish for that. That man,
it's going to get discredited from and I think rightfully so, because based on what he took, if he took allegedly, because I want to be fair to BVO, but
no, not fair to me. Don't spread that propaganda. Be fair to the fighter.
Because it's allegedly to you, but I don't think if A sample tested positive, then the odds of the B that's going to be negative is far fetched.
Let me ask you this.
That's the witch hunt. The witch hunt is trying to get the B sample to be negative. That's the witch hunt.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me say
it's the same urine.
Let's say this one at a time. Let me just say this, Tommy.
Yes.
Tommy, you see what they're doing to Ryan?
What are they doing to Ryan?
This is what they do all the time. They making up these red herrings and these boogeymans to try to demonize Ryan because he was talking about Christ on stage, man. That's what this is all about, man.
What?
That's what this is all about.
I don't understand what you're trying to say here.
So what you telling me is if Devin Haney would have won the fight, he would have won the fight. But his A sample came out that he had 60 times the legal limit in another state. You would have said it was a witch hunt trying to find the B sample to be negative. You would have said it was a witch hunt.
All I'm trying to tell you, man, what they're doing to Ryan is unfair.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
It's unfair. It's unfair, and you know it's unfair.
No,
and you know. Hold on. Let me say.
You didn't answer the question. You said all I'm trying to say is answer the question.
Let me say this. Would
you have said?
Hold on, freak. Let me talk. Now I'll say this. You my brother, and I love you. But this is the thing that you're missing, man. Thomas Hill. This is what you. My bad. Tommy, this is what you're missing, man. This is what they do to guys they don't like. If they liked Ryan better, it would be okay. But because they don't like him, all of a sudden now he's dirty. He's a bad guy. His dad Henry is a bad guy. It's just an all-out witch hunt, man. And I think it's wrong. And it's sad to see so many. Hold on. I'll let you talk, freak. I just hate to see this going on in boxing, man. This is a travesty, man. This is the worst I've ever seen. Where you got all these guys on YouTube, on Twitter. Hold on, dude. All these guys on YouTube, all these guys on Twitter, just making up these lies and sensationalize what Ryan did. The man was only 6 billionth of a percent. That's super minute. So it's really not a big deal. He won fair and square.
What's the legal limit?
It's a fair point, Anthony. And remember back in the day when Vargas popped dirty and De La Hoya stopped him. So I mean it's fair. I mean, but at the end of the day, he still took that extra, and then on top of that, he didn't make weight. So I think that's the add-on to it.
BBO. What's the legal limit, BBO?
Well, this is the thing you missing, Tom. This is the thing you missing, Thomas. Yeah. He won off natural talent. He didn't win for no. Hold on, let me finish. Free. Let me finish.
You ain't never answered
won.
the question. You keep saying, "Let me finish."
How am I answer a question? I'm in the middle of talking. How am I answer a question for? I'm in the middle of talking. I'm in the middle of talking. You trying to ask me a question?
You talking about something? Let me finish talking. That's what you do every time.
He never finishes.
You never answer the question.
I will answer the question. Give me 1 second. Suit to my man Chris, man. Hey, the thing that we missing is this, and I talk to Puerto Rican Tommy because he's usually unbiased like my brother Chris. The thing is this, man. Until we get the test back, we cannot say anything about what happened with Ryan until we get the final test. From what I heard, we won't get the test back until the 21st, which is what, next week?
22nd.
Okay, the 22nd. So as usual, what Free is doing is trying to bury an innocent man. And they've been doing this for many years to Black and Spanish people, man. They bury us. We don't even get a trial. Get a man a freaking trial. What are you doing? You're not even giving a man a fair trial.
I'm going.
It's a witch hunt. You're giving a witch hunt, Free.
Hold on.
Let him talk. Hold
up.
Let D3 talk.
Oh, let him talk. When I'm talking, he interrupt me every 2 minutes. Go
I
ahead.
don't care about you interrupt because I'm still talk. I don't care about you interrupt. I'm still talk. You already know how this goes. We do this every time. Dog, I don't care about what you claim it is. Not only did he pop dirty on the first test, he popped dirty on the second test as well. So you could claim it's a witch hunt, but he popped dirty on 2 tests already. It's not just one, it's 2 that he popped dirty on. So where's the witch hunt? You popped dirty twice.
He was clear. You haven't said nothing about him being clear, Free. The man was clear to one of the steroids. You didn't say nothing about it. You never do.
Dog, do you understand that Povetkin was clear for 4 tests until he popped dirty right before he fought Deontay? I mean, he was supposed to fight Deontay Wilder. Did you not know that?
I know about that.
Okay, so what are you talking about? It wasn't a witch hunt then.
Hey, but my man Puerto Rican Tommy don't even want to talk, man, because my man Free keep interrupting.
I'm letting y'all talk. What do you want me to do? Go ahead.
Now let me read what Puerto Rican Tommy said. He said, "I understand what you're saying."
I'm talking to Anthony in the chat. Because Anthony,
my bad.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is, man, and you know what? It makes sense. My brother Free is former law enforcement and still works in law enforcement. So he works in law enforcement. He's from law enforcement, so he's used to disenfranchising people and not giving people a fair opportunity.
I know about what the proof says. If you show me proof on 2 separate tests that man popped dirty, guess what? He's dirty. Marco.
See, I get it. BVO, he got Ryan tattooed on his lower back. He doesn't want to look at the facts. So, I mean,
you said you got a tattoo of what on your lower back? Please don't talk about that.
But BVO, for real though, like
family channel, man.
For real,
it's a family channel. We don't want to hear about your tattoos on your back.
For real,
please.
what don't you understand that the B sample is just a twin of it's the same urine. So, in all honesty, I understand what you're saying as far as like innocent until proven guilty, but like I just said, the B sample is just a twin of the A sample. It's the same urine, so it's gonna come back positive.
So, LD, let me ask you a question. Since you're God and know all the answers, since you are Jesus Christ, you know all the answers. No, I'm just saying, you Jesus Christ, you know all the answers.
No.
So I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this. Well, okay, however you put it, you know all the answers. You're the eternal one. You know all the answers. So what happens when he comes back innocent?
That's not gonna happen. He's already failed 2 tests. He's already.
What happens when he comes back? Once he comes back innocent? What are you gonna say then?
That's impossible. That's
impossible. When it comes back dirty, what you gonna say when it comes back dirty?
I'll say, hey, Ryan was a POS. He cheated. I would say that. If he came back dirty, I would say that.
Is it still
I'm gonna clip this part.
Is it still gonna be a witch hunt?
I just said, Free. I know what you're doing. You're not gonna use your Puerto Rican tricks on me. I said,
it's still gonna be a witch hunt. Is it still gonna be a witch hunt? If it comes back dirty, it's still gonna be a witch hunt.
If he comes back dirty, he deserves everything that happens.
So that means it's never been a witch hunt. If it comes back dirty, it was never a witch hunt.
If it comes back dirty, it wasn't a witch hunt. But when he comes clear, you know it was, Free. That's what they do, man. That's what they do to Black and Spanish people, man. They've been doing this for years to us, man.
If it comes back that his B sample is clear, then we got another conversation to have.
I just hope you admit on live on air that, hey, you know what, I'm D-Free.
But
and I said something
I'll
crazy.
admit that we have another conversation to have, because at the end of the day, I ain't got nothing to do with neither one of them.
Right. I don't. Yeah, they're both.
I mean, it would be intriguing if like I mean, let's be fair. If it comes back negative, then we got a bigger problem, because now, you know, do we trust the testing now? That'll be the next story.
We got another conversation to have. If it comes back clean, we got another conversation to have.
Yeah. So that's going to be.
I'm not the one that just said that the test was positive. I'm going by what the facts are. You can't get on me because the facts say that it's positive.
Right.
Two tests that said it's positive, not one. It's two.
You know the sad thing about this, and this how I know the world got everybody stuck on neutral, man. The man who's helping monitor the test is one of the biggest cheaters of all time. Victor Conti, former ex-con Victor Conti, who did 34 months in federal prison.
Though, bro.
Yeah,
yes,
he's just
does.
talking about it. He's just talking about it. Yeah,
he was saying. He said that this test. Listen, he said that this test. No, listen. He said this test is fair, right? That's what he said. He said the test is fair. How does he know the test is fair? And why is a drug cheat telling us about the test in the first place?
Oh my God.
No, he doesn't work at VADA. He works at WADA. He doesn't work at VADA. He works with WADA. You do know that, right?
I know that, but it's just crazy. It's crazy to see how hard you defend and go at another brother, Free. It's just ridiculous, man.
What brother are you talking about?
Every angle possible.
What brother? Which brother are you talking about?
Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia ain't my brother.
Hey.
That man is Mexican. I'm Puerto Rican. That man is Mexican. He ain't my brother. Thomas is my brother. That man is Mexican.
He trying to call y'all
I mean, he's my American brother because I'm American and Ryan Garcia is American. But you know, I mean,
you know, and you know what? And you know, people like D3 is why we got cancel culture. People like D3 and Thomas. This is why we got cancel culture and we get all this crazy stuff, man. It's because of guys like that, man.
I'm not involved in this because I have no problem with anybody. So I you know, I like Mexicans, I like Puerto Ricans, I like Dominicans. You know, I like everybody. So it doesn't matter. You're not, you know, everybody's my brother. You know, as long as they don't, you know, be on no stupid shit. You know, so
yeah. I mean, but you know, I gotta say this, and salute to my man Thomas. You really can't listen to what he said, man. He's from one of the dirtiest places on earth, man.
Damn.
I can't say much about it, man. It is what it is.
Oh
man.
my goodness! Wow.
Hey, you go by Yankee Stadium, man. There's nothing but bums and trash all over the street, man. I'm trying to tell you what I know. I got a video, LD. I got a video of two Puerto Ricans fighting in front of the dog.
They were not Puerto Rican. You're lying. They weren't Puerto
Rican.
They were not Puerto Rican.
I got two, whatever they were. I got two Puerto Ricans fighting in front of the courthouse over a chicken bone. It's on my live. You'll see it. It's right there. It's fighting over a chicken bone.
No.
Yo, wow.
At the end of the day, you gonna get mad because somebody said he is dirty because he tested positive. So if I'm in charge of human resource. So when I take these individuals to go get their urinalysis and they pop dirty for marijuana, and then I take them back and they pop dirty again for marijuana, I supposed to say, oh, you don't smoke marijuana. I gotta wait for the third test. No, nigga, you pop dirty. You can't work here. You can't work here. You pop dirty.
You can't work here.
Yeah. If the third test that's part of the second test, if that comes back negative, and we got these other two tests that was positive, that's not on me. That's on VADA. They don't want to have two tests that was dirty, and all of a sudden this one test is not dirty. That's part of the same test that they already popped dirty for. That's not on me.
But you know what?
I'm going by what the facts say.
And you know what, Free? I'm gonna let you have it, man, because you got that W on your hat for that woke movement, man. I don't want to get canceled, so I'll let you have it. You got it, dog. But you got it.
You can't. I don't argue the facts. The facts say he popped dirty on 2 tests. I gotta go by what that say. If the 3rd test come back negative, then I'm looking at VADA. I'm like, what the hell are y'all doing? I'm not looking at Ryan. I'm not looking at Devin. I'm looking at VADA. What the hell are y'all doing? Y'all got these 2 tests that pop dirty, and all of a sudden this 1 test came back negative. What are y'all doing?
I mean, I don't know where my man Tommy went. He must have got up some spam and rice. I don't know where he went. But,
no, I'm right here. I'm right here. No, I had to charge the laptop, so I had to move from the kitchen. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. But
yeah, I don't know if Ishii's gonna make it. He's typing now. Let's see what happens. But if he can't get on, then I'm probably gonna head out. I wanted him to talk to you because you're the Ryan supporter. So you can.
Oh man, that's gonna be a lot of nice clips from that interaction.
Ishii's mad cool. You guys can have a good combo. And then I wanted to talk to him about the Shakur, the tweets and stuff.
Hey, y'all do me a favor, man. Smash the like button, man. Y'all cheating us on some of our likes, man. When you come in, man, please ring the doorbell, man. There's a goofy guy that says that, man. Wipe your feet before you come in, man.
I understand BVO be up here capping, but y'all gotta punch the like button for the cap.
Hey, if you want, and it's funny, man. When you listen to the BVO, just remember you listen to an Asiatic black man who's gonna give you the true story, man. Here go my man Ish coming in.
I'm gonna start calling you BVO Ryan.
You said what?
BVO Ryan.
What's good, Ishii?
What's going on?
Ishii, hold on. Before you say something, Ishii, I gotta say something to LD, man. He hating on the black.
All right, for our viewers who don't know, tell them who the original man.
The original man is the Asiatic Black Man. He's the maker. He's the owner. He's the cream of my earth. He's father of civilization and God of universe, Sarit. And there's only one God.
Yo, Ishii, welcome. We got my man BVO above. You see, he's the big Ryan fan. And then I think you met D Free before. He was on with us, and then Sa couldn't make it on with us. So it's his anniversary today, so you gotta be with the wife.
All right, what up, fellas?
What's up, Doug? How you feeling, man?
I'm all right, man. Can't complain, man. I'm all right.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you this, man. My brother D Free is one of those guys who don't believe in due process, man. What do you think about somebody really being biased going into a decision? Does that help or hurt the situation? What do you think?
You mean far as what? Far as fans, judges,
just as fan. I mean, he's probably one of the most biased fans you can meet.
Be specific, BVO.
So my specific question is, if you know somebody's biased, should you have that person make any decisions in your opinion?
I mean, I wouldn't want a biased judge judging a fight or a biased referee, but we see that every week because you don't know what some of the scorecards, you don't know what the hell they be looking at. So
I mean, that's a good point.
You gotta think some of them judges are biased. You don't know how close the judges are with I've heard stories about judges and officials going to hang out and play golf with promoters and people who work for promoters and stuff like that. I can't confirm none of that, but I have heard stories about people being very close to certain promoters.
Hey, you was involved in some controversial. You had some controversial losses as well that you should have. I believe you should have won.
Yeah, well, not only that, I've had fights like the Danny Jacobs fight was a 6-4 fight. It was 6-4, and I lost a point, so you take the point, 97-93 at worst. It was one judge that scored that fight 100 didn't give me one round. Even with the round I hurt him in, I had him like rock shook. They didn't give me a round. So when you have stuff like that happen, you seem to think like, what the heck? Like, you don't know. That's what makes me think those stories are somewhat true.
Yeah. I mean, you make a good point because we got people like my brother D Free who make it their business to come down and cheat young brothers up and coming in the game. So I'm just asking you, if there was anything you could say to a corrupt ref or a corrupt fan, what would you say to those people, man, who are naturally biased?
I don't know. I would just say, at the end of the day, fighters work hard, man. We leave our families, sacrifice our bodies. We take punches for a living, which is, people have lost their life in this game. And I think most fighters just want a fair chance, a fair chance to know. And it's your livelihood. One loss can set you back. And, sometimes a loss you win, but sometimes a loss you really lose because you have better opportunities on the horizon that now you're not going to get if a judge or if somebody takes that decision away from you. So I think every fighter just wants a fair chance, man. And when you have some of these judges, the way they judge, it's really pathetic.
Yo, Ishay, BVO is a little shy. He's really just referring to the Ryan test. That's what he's referring to. So that's what he's really referring to.
Well, you got to remember this is the guy who when he got to talk to a fighter, he told the fighter he couldn't go back to the hood. So don't listen to this guy. He's a nutcase, man. But I'm gonna ask you a serious question, man. When you fought Danny Jacobs, and I actually thought you won that fight. When you got robbed like that, were you like just want to like tear the ring up, or how was you able to stay so composed when you got robbed like that?
I think as a fighter, man, you take in the good with the bad. You feel me? Like I never cried after a decision. If I thought I beat Julian Williams, or I definitely thought it was a lot closer than what they had it.
That was a draw, man. You got robbed, man.
And they gave him the decision, and I was just like, shit. You get numb to it because this is part of the game. So. I mean, it is what it is. The thing about Ryan Garcia, man, is just, where there's smoke, there's fire. So, I mean, you can't, that process, I've been through that process of random testing. I've been through that process, man, and that process is so hard to play with those tests. It's the same thing I said about the whole Wilder thing when he was coming with the gloves, and I was just like, bro, that when you're fighting at that level, that process of picking the gloves and how that process works, that's very hard to play with them gloves, and it would have to take multiple parties to be involved, and they would all have to be in on messing with those gloves because as fighters, we don't have the gloves. We try them on. They're sent, whether they're sent from Grant, whether they're sent from Everlast, whether they're sent from, the punching gloves, Reyes, they're sent straight to the commission. We don't get them in camp and try them on. We never get them. So our first time seeing them is at the weigh-in or, right after the weigh-in, they do a glove try. You try on like 3 or 4 pairs of gloves. You got pair A, pair B, or pair 1, pair 2, pair 3. And that's what it is. You might pick, I remember certain times I would pick my gloves and I may say, you know what, this left hand don't feel good on the first pair. So I'll take the left hand off pair 2 and maybe the right hand off pair 3. And that'll be, they'll say, so this your first pair? I'll be like, yep, that's my first pair. And the commission takes them. And it's the same process with the testing. The testing is very strict. I mean, you're in a room, you can't leave the room until you piss. You can't go in. If you go in the bathroom, the guy makes sure you go in there by yourself. I can't have somebody piss for me, or if they're gonna take blood, can't have them do that for you. They take it, they seal it up, they initial it, they put it in a box, they seal it, and where it goes from there, I don't know if it's sent, if it's driven. But I'm gonna think it's either sent or driven to a local lab, and from that point they test it. So, I mean, it's one thing, like I said, man, it's one thing to come back dirty on one test. He came back dirty on 2 tests. We don't know the full amount of what it's being reported by him. It was this much. It's being reported by the Haney side. Is that much? We don't know how much he actually tested positive or what it is, but the question we have to ask is, why is it in there? Why is it even in there? Why do you have it? And people's like, well, he tested negative the whole time. But yeah, if you look at the test, if you look at the dates, it's like a 2-week gap from that last test from the time he actually got the test the day of the weigh-in. I think he tested 419 and 420. So there's about a 10-day to a 14-day gap. So did he need a little extra help losing weight? What was the deal when he started when he started taking that test. So I say let it play out. But like I said, man, where it's smoke, where it's fire. I've been in camp. I was in camp with Shane Mosley when he tested positive. You know, I was the chief sparring partner for that camp. I was the main guy up in Big Bear sparring him when he tested positive. You know what I'm saying? And I dealt with that. It was no big deal for me. I was just doing the work. But I'm saying I was there when Vargas popped dirty. I was the chief sparring partner for that. And I love Fernando, but I was there when he popped dirty. I'm not saying these guys know what they were taking, but at the end of the day, why is it there? Why is it in there if you didn't mean to take it? Whether it's a supplement or not, we're responsible for what goes in our body. It's very criminal to think that a guy tainted your own test. So he unsealed it and put something in your test and made you test positive. I mean, 1 minute the guy's praising God, oh God, kids, and all. The next minute, fuck you. I can't stand you. I want to fuck your wife. I want to fuck. I mean, dude, it's just if there's ever a bigger con artist in the sport of boxing,
You cold blooded,
bro. Bro, if there's ever a bigger con artist, he reminds me of his idol, Donald Trump. There's no bigger con artist than that man. And look, get your money. He making money. He getting paid. But at the end of the day, I'm not really a fan, man. Like I said, 1 minute the guy was taking the knee against Tank, and the next minute he a killer. Bro, you're not built like that, dog. I know people that was built like that. I know people that was like I trained with people that was built like that. Vernon Forrest, he was like that. You know, Diego Corrales, he was like that. Like you had to kill them motherfuckers. You would have to kill Diego. They wasn't taking no knee, dog. They would never take no knee and get counted out. This guy want us to believe he's some type of killer, and you literally took a knee and quit. That's what it is. I don't care how you feel, bro. You signed the terms of that contract. You made it what it is. You signed those terms. You said you was cool with the rehydration clause. So you took that knee. You quit. That's what it is. You're a quitter. And now you want us to believe you wasn't taking shit? I'm sorry, bro. Like I said, let the shit play out. But once you're a quitter, dog, you lose all respect for me. I don't trust nothing you say. All the fun and games. Oh, I meant to act like that during camp. So you meant to run up to random people walking on the street and say, "Do you support pedophiles?" When they didn't answer, fuck you. You meant to do that.
Hey, let me read this super chat. Salute to my man Leslie, man, with the 20 piece, man. He said Bronx stay fighting over chicken bones on the corner, like my man said. That's true, man. Hey, Ish, I was in the Bronx, dog, and two Puerto Ricans, man, fought right in front of the courthouse, man, over a piece of chicken, man. It was
they weren't Puerto Rican.
They were Puerto Rican. I got it on my page, man. But Ish, let me ask you this: does boxing make you bitter when you see some of the things? Because I'll be honest with you, man. When I seen that fight with you and Daddy Jacobs, I would have cried like a newborn, man. And you said you didn't even have no emotional response to that. How do you get that kind of intestinal fortitude, man? Because it's been time that you really got. I feel like you really got robbed with the Julian J Rock. That should have been a draw at best. So I'm saying, how do you get over that type of disappointment when you know you put the work in?
Man, it's tough, man, because Fernando Guerrero was another one. I thought I pulled that one out. And I knew what it was coming into a lot of those fights. I knew I was on the B side, but some of those fights, man, I bust my ass off and I trained my ass off for those fights. So, I mean, in a way, it's disappointing, but, at the end of the day, you got to let the fans decide on what it is, man. And fans have short-term memory, bro, because boxing is like it'll be like last week we was talking about one thing. This week we'll be talking about, Fury and Usyk. So boxing fans have very short-term memories. At the end of the day, you can only just go out and fight your best, man, and put on the show. And hopefully, with the good fights you do put on, people will respect what you did and they'll remember you. And, that's that. But, I never cried about it, man. To me, it is what it is. You just go out there and do your best and let the fans decide. But it's been a couple, man. It's been about a good.
The Carlos Molina, that was a robbery too.
Yeah, that was very close, man. That
Carlos
was close.
Molina, I thought you won that fight.
Yeah, it's just
That's
I had some decisions, man, that was it was crazy. Like I said, the Fernando Guerrero sticks out, and the Julian J Rock Williams stick out more than anything. And I think I fought a kid in Connect. Canada that was a little. He was a puncher, but I can't think of his damn name. He was knocking everybody out. That was another one that was like, whoa. I fought him on ESPN, and it is what it is, man. You see it. You guys see it every week now. Some of the scorecards, you be like, whoa, like what the hell was that guy
Well,
watching?
Joel something.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me ask you this, man. So when you got into boxing, man, what drove you to boxing? Was it like everybody was doing it, or what made you want to box? Because that's a tough
Nah,
sport.
man, bully, man. I was being bullied. I was only 8 when I started. I was being bullied. Moms took me to my friend was boxing. Moms took me. He started working out with me at my house, teaching me for a way to, protect myself. I was small for my age, and then after that, I started liking it, man. I started loving it. Then I started going to the gym and started meeting all these champions, and the Zuma Nelsons, the Riddick Bowes, just Terry Norris, just so many champions will come through our gym, and that's what made me fall in love with the sport. And then from that point, the rest was history. I just seen so many people growing up: Joe McCullen, Frankie Randall. I would just see all those guys training at my gym, and then I would see those same guys on TV and shit. I was like, man, I want to be on TV one day. And I just started busting my ass when I was young. So I never really cared. I always just wanted to put on for my city, man. Be the first to win a world championship. I accomplished everything I wanted to out of the city. I never really cared. Of course, you don't want to lose, but at the end of the day, if I know I did my best and I felt like I won, it was what it was, man. But I did pull up on a dude one time, like the guy that refereed. He was one of the judges for a couple judges I pulled up on when they refereed the J Rock fight. I pulled up on them because I seen one of them out in public, and then I seen one of them judging like the J Rock, not J Rock, the Herd, and I think when he fought he fought the southpaw fought. He fought Laura, I think.
Yeah, he beat
that
Laura's
same
ass. Yeah, he beat Laura's
yeah.
ass. Yeah.
So that same judge was judging, I think, that fight. And I pulled up on him like ringside, like, yo, you fucking suck. You shouldn't even be judging right now, bro. I was like, you fucking suck, bro. You fucking turned in that whack ass scorecard against me, against J Rock, and they bring your sorry ass right back here judging this fight. I said, if I was one of them, I would have protested your ass not to be out here. Yeah, that's one thing about me, bro. If I say it on Twitter, if I say it on social media, I say it to your face. I ain't scared of no smoke, man. I ain't never ducking no smoke.
Oh yeah, you a boxer, man. So ain't nobody gonna want no smoke. You got to get a bat for you.
So with that being said, so I might as well ask this. So what's the
ahead.
deal with, and I seen the comments on Twitter with you and Shakur. You didn't even say anything crazy, and he got sensitive.
Yo, the thing about that is this: the kid is all over the place. He's all over the place. Like, oh, Bud is this. Blood told me this. Floyd said this. You're not them. Hey, let's just keep it buck. You're not them. You're trying to get to where they want to go. But the wrong thing as you can do as a fighter is start talking shit about your promoter while you're under the same people. You're about to fight for them. Why are you talking shit about them? Like that serves you no good. And then the other promoters see that. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna get you no fights. That's not gonna win you no fights. That's not gonna help what you're saying. Like you're literally talking shit about your own promoter. Bud said this, and I'm like, bro, I was a part of that Top Rank train. I remember them early days when Top Rank didn't really want to mess with no black fighters. Like they wasn't promoting them. Back I was fighting at the time. I was like, damn, they going this whole Mexican route. But Top Rank has changed a lot. Like since then, they have a lot of black fighters right now, a lot of young ones that instead of signing with the PBC or Floyd, they're signing the Top Rank, and you're one of them. You went to Top Rank when you could have went to PBC or you could have went somewhere else. So it's like, bro, I'm not the one to be talking shit to, dog. Like, if you gonna say something, do something in public or say something. Like, I don't do the whole social media beef. Like, I'm not gonna be talking that shit and that stupid shit, this and that. No, dog, you're not. He's another one. He's not built like that. He does more talking on social media than he does actually fighting. Like I told him, I don't know if I'm watching somebody fighting or if I'm watching you run around the goddamn ring all day, bro. Like, your last performance was awful. And you got the nerve of sitting here talking. I'm trying to put you on game. Like, bro, you need to stay humble. Like, your time will come, bro. Just stay humble. Keep putting together good victories. Go out here, get it done. If you feel a certain way with Top Rank, keep that shit in house. You don't need to let the whole world or the whole public know how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Keep that shit in house. There's a reason you're not getting big fights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be exciting. You got to go out there and make it happen. Or you got to be able to be the B side and go out there and beat the A side. I mean, Devin is a prime example of that. I don't know how many he was willing to be the B side in a lot of his fights. Went over there to Cambosa's backyard 2 times. You know what I'm saying? Fought Loma right after that. Then fought Regis right after that, man. I mean, bro, you got to be humble. And I was trying to get the kid some game, but he didn't want to listen. He took it more like a personal attack on me. But, bro, you're not doing shit to me. Like, personally attacking me, don't do shit to me. Like, it doesn't faze me.
And you didn't say nothing bad. You ended it by saying one of the greatest, one of the greats. Like, right now, like you gave him a compliment, and he went off this rocker. Like, I don't know.
So I gotta ask you a question, man. So, mate, have you noticed the caliber of man has changed to where you don't even have men that can speak to you directly? They want to speak through through social media. Because I'll tell you something funny. It's like sometimes you hear these guys talking, and if I close my eyes, you'll think you're hearing a woman talk. I don't know if you noticed that. And it's like when I hear Shakur talk, and this is no disrespect, I hear maybe his mother or maybe his grandmother. I don't hear a man talking when I hear him talk. That over expressing yourself, that's what women do. And I'm just wondering, you being an old school cat like me, does that destroy the brotherhood of boxing when you got so many guys almost wanting to be like women like when it comes to handling issues instead of just handling issues like a man? Because he could have called you if he had an issue with what you said.
Yeah, or he could have DM'd me because at that time we was both following each other. I don't know. I think the younger generation has a problem. Number one, the younger generation is making way more money than the older generation ever made, and they're fighting a lot less too. That's number one. Number two is that the younger generation don't seem to think you can tell them nothing. Like, you can't give them no advice. You can't tell them shit. They'll rather listen to, they'll listen to very few in the game. Whereas, when I was coming up and I was in the De La Hoya camps, the Mosley camps, the Shane, the Mosley camps, the Vargas camps, and I was being a part of all those camps. I was listening to everything that those guys were giving me, like, just trying to listen. When Vernon would say, "Man, I'm gonna come swing you by and take you out to dinner, man. I want to, I want to hang out with you." I wasn't like, "Man, fuck that, dog. I ain't no bitch. You ain't coming to pick me up in your ride and take me out to dinner, nigga." I went like, all right, yeah, this is a world champion. I'm out here helping him get ready for Sergio Mora, and he took me and another guy out, and we just chopped it up. Like, man, I really appreciate you coming out here. I feel like, I bullshit in my last camp. I wasn't ready. Took him lightly. You really have helped me out a lot. He was like, man, I know. He was like, man, I know. And I was trying to give him a background about my career and shit. And he was just like, I know it's hard, but he was like, man, you remind me so much of myself because nobody ever wanted to give me a shot. Nobody ever wanted to give me a chance. And I was calling out your De La Hoyas. I was calling out everybody. Nobody wanted to fight me. And then he said, Shane came, and Shane gave me my biggest break. And he was like, that's why I felt like it was my duty to at least give him a rematch, man. So he was like, man, I do appreciate it. See, it's those type of conversations that kind of made me how I am today. Because every camp I went to was more than it was a lesson, not just with the boxing. Because with the boxing, I was straight good. I was a chief sparring partner at all them camps. that shit didn't mean nothing to me. It was the lesson of how I watched them train, how they carried themselves and conducted themselves, how they set up camps, and just the knowledge and gems they was giving me. Like even Fernando told me like, bro, he was like, bro, you good as fuck. He was like, what you doing, man? I was like, oh, I was like, man, I ain't never heard of you. I was like, bro, we was actually in the same Olympic class. I said, I fought, I was 139. He was like, damn, I don't remember you from the amateurs, dog. I was like, yeah, I was in the trials with you, man. I was like, you was just at 147. He was like, man, you good. He was like, what you doing now? I was like, I'm fighting locally in Vegas. I got, I'm fighting at the Orleans, just a little local contract. He was like, local? He was like, oh, hell no. He was like, man, you too big for that, bro. He was like, you good as fuck. He was like, you're going to be champ. He was like, guess what? I got this thing coming up. Well, he had already told me this during camp. And then he hollered at me like one day in camp. And he was like, listen, tonight, he was like, I'm gonna mention you on HBO, bro. And, as a fighter, he like, man, that dude ain't going to mention shit. And he was like, no. He was like, I'm going to mention you tonight. I got my little satellite, my via satellite interview. And I'm going to prop you up, bro. So he said, after I do this, hopefully something good happened for you. So, dude, when he did that, like my promoter, my local promoter in Vegas, which is Guilty Boxing, I was making what was I making? $1,000 for 4 rounds. I think 1,800 for 6, 2,500 for 8, 5,000 for 10. That was my pay scale. I still remember it. And when Fernando did that shit, my local promoter, that the phone would not stop. Like they kept fielding all these calls of people that wanted to buy me out of that contract so they can be my promoter. And that shit, that's how I ended up getting with Gary Shaw and then I'm taking off after that, man. That's how you saw me on like the Showbox and the ESPNs and fighting on all that TV shit. I was just fighting locally, but I owe a lot to Vargas. So, and these young cats, instead of taking it as a old cat hating or old cat looking down on you, dog, we trying to spit gems at you because I've been down that road before where you beefing with your promoter and on social media talking shit about him. Like that shit does not do you any good, man. So you try to say keep that shit behind closed doors, keep it in house. You don't want to be perceived a certain way in the public's eye. If you want to be perceived a certain way, let the promoters do that. Don't have it come off as you being perceived that way. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all already perceive this cat as one way now because of how he comes off. And so you don't want to have that image of yourself, man. You will want to listen to some old heads that's been down that and has been there and done it before.
Hey, man, you really dropping some jewels, man, because I think sometimes, especially when you never done it before, I think you fall into the excuse of, let me try to make my own way. And what you're saying is very true. It's very important to listen to others, man, because like you said, him shouting you out like that was perfect, man. But we don't want to take up too much of your time, man. I just want you to do me one favor, man. Can you just say, that you're rocking with BVO Boxing, man? That'll be perfect. I appreciate that.
I'm definitely rocking with BBL Boxing, man.
I appreciate you, Ishay, man. I appreciate you coming up. My man BVO, he's a Ryan fan, so I just wanted to, to get at him a little bit.
What you gonna do with that second? We got this test on what, Tuesday? What you gonna do, or Wednesday? What you gonna do when that comes back positive?
Now you gotta remember, you're talking to a Puerto Rican, man. Don't fall for those Puerto Rican tricks. Now come on, man. I don't know about what he's talking about, man. Ryan, I think Ryan's guilty, man. He said he's guilty. So there's really nothing to wait on. He said that the BSEP was going to come back positive. That's what he said just last night when he was on an interview with DAZN. So, I mean, there is no controversy at this point. He took the wrong thing, cheated, and I'm sure Devin Haney, instead of getting it back in blood, is going to get a no contest. That's how that works.
I'm on the fifth. I'm on the cliff saying he might even get disqualified because of that IV. He has a very good chance of being disqualified. If they come to find out he did not ask permission to take that IV. He didn't ask for permission to take the IV. He popped dirty for the pill. So, I mean, they may stick it to him, and he's definitely going to get suspended and fined if that B sample comes back. but it may be a situation where he may even get disqualified.
And if he does, I mean, Roy was disqualified before. We know. I think you know what. I'll say this: I get what you're saying, but the nigga just made $30 million, man. Whatever happens at this point.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
he don't care, but
because
for the people,
I'm gonna tell you how I know he didn't care. You see how easy he gave Devin that 1.5?
yeah,
He
he
don't
gave
care.
it to him easy. No, he gave it to him easy. He
Yeah.
never tried to make weight. The thing about it is, and what people got to realize is, people say, it's unfair. People say no. What type of advantage did he have? Okay, so let's just say he only took it. I told you that was a space of probably about 10 days to 14 days that he took, that he did not get tests. Ryan posted the dates of all his tests that came back with results. I think the last one may have been 4/9. I'm not sure, but I think it was somewhere on there. So that's about 10 days. So let's say during that 10 days, he had to cut weight. He was losing strength or power. While you're working, while I'm working as normal, I gotta sleep, I gotta get my rest. And as a boxer, the last week when you really cut weight is like the hardest week in camp, because it's not really the sparring or none of that. It's just that your body, you can't put in everything back that you're losing, because you're depleting yourself. You're drying yourself out completely. That is the hardest time during camp. So if this guy knew he wasn't going to make weight, and if he was taking things to increase his endurance and actually not go through that process, that's where people say, well, that didn't help Devin get hit with a hook. No, it didn't. But he didn't go through the normal preparations that a fighter do. It's like being able to just go out, being able to go out and do, run 5 miles, come back, hit the bag, come back after that, spar, because your body, you have so much energy and so much, going on for you that a normal person don't have. And that's where the unfair advantage comes into play. It don't have nothing to do with fight night. It has everything to do with what's in your system that allows you an unfair advantage. And that's why everything is always stricken, like your Lance Armstrongs, your Ben Johnson. It ain't because Lance Armstrong won all those damn races on race day. It's not because Ben Johnson beat Carl Lewis. It's because they created unfair advantages to make the body super unnatural, and being able to heal themselves, get faster, get stronger, however it may be, that a normal person wasn't able to do. And that's why steroids are illegal. It has nothing to do, you still got to throw jabs, you still got to go hooks, but it's not fair that if I'm fighting this fighter and I got to go through those preparations of cutting weight, and that he don't have to go through those same preparations that I'm going through because he's cheating. And that's where the unfair advantage comes into play. You still got to line up, you still got to do all that, but man, it's unfair when you unnatural, bro. That shit is not cool at all. So I'm against anybody on steroids. Like I said, it ain't a death sentence, but it's not cool, bro, at all.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think that what Devin Haney is doing is good because he paid him the 1.5? Can you complain if he took his money?
I don't think, the weight thing, and I tweeted this, I think the weight thing is going to be a hard sell because he took the 1.5. That's not my issue. My issue is the steroid part, the PD. That's my issue out of everything. And, and if he didn't get clarification with the IV, people don't know that IVs are used to mask drugs. That's what they're used to mask PEDs. So if he's taking the IV and didn't get approval, if he popped dirty for the performance enhancing drug, that's my issue. I don't think you can go back with the weight, because it's the same thing I said about Ryan when he fought Tank. You can't say you're gonna be okay with all these clauses and then basically get knocked out, and then say run it back at a real weight. No, you quit. You signed up for all that. You can't sign up for all that and then say get me to smoke it without the clauses. No, bro, you signed up for that. If you wanted to smoke without the clauses, you should have never accepted the damn fight. That's point blank period. You should have never accepted it. But I don't think the weight thing is a sticking point. But Devin, that attorney Devin has is a very good boxing attorney. He's been in the game for many, many years, man. So he's got one of the best in the game. So I think they know what they're doing. I mean, people think, you gotta understand, man. People, when you're a fighter and you're undefeated and you got the whole world going for you, you done became undisputed. You done defended that undisputed. You're in the top 10 pound for pound. I mean, you done did things at your age that practically nobody has ever done. And then you get your first L. That's hard in itself as a fighter to accept your first defeat. And a lot of people spend, it takes a couple fights or a lot of months to get, damn, I'm not invincible no more. I lost. But to lose and know that possibly your opponent has cheated you out of a fair chance of victory, man, that's got to hurt 10 times worse. So people keep saying what Devin is doing, what he doing. Bro, if any of them dudes was Devin, they would be doing the same exact damn thing.
So they would get on the stand? They would get on the stand and do that?
They would at least, they would. Bro, if you got cheated, if you felt you got cheated out of a victory and you didn't know you did everything you were supposed to do in camp, and you felt your opponent cheated you out of victory, and those tests come back to confirm that, hell yeah, you're going to do all that. Hell yeah, because it's hard to accept your first defeat anyway. Mike Tyson really never found himself after he lost to Buster Douglas. Nobody looked at him the same. Holyfield never looked at him. No, at all his losses, they was all that I'm scared of Mike Tyson shit. When Buster Douglas showed that man was not invincible, it was a wrap.
Yeah,
he was never the same no more. Nobody was scared of him. Some of them early opponents was scared before they even got in the damn ring. Bruce Seldon didn't even get hit, and he went down. The punch missed. It missed, and he still went down. Bro, they was scared of him. So when you have that as a fighter, and you got that, and we all have it, because we all been undefeated. I went like 13, 14-0. I didn't suffer my first loss till I went on the Contender. So to this day, I think I was even telling them at an early podcast, that first loss never sits well with me because I never seen the unedited version. I never can ever say, you know what, I lost to Sergio. That's good, I lost. I know it was a split decision, but as we know in boxing, split decisions can go either way. So let me see the film. I never saw the film, so that loss never rests easy in my soul. So you got to understand, as a fighter, you've been busting your ass. You done became undisputed. You done won all these titles. You ain't no cross the street with me. I go wherever I need to go. Where I gotta go to Australia. Whether I gotta fight in people's backyard. They say Regis the boogeyman. Let me go fight him. He does that. He beating everybody, and then he takes his first loss, and you're like, fuck, I lost. And then to come to find out that this guy may be dirty, it's hard enough to get over your loss. But if the guy's dirty, that's even 10 times worse, man. So hell yeah, he gotta protect it. You gotta at this point, you gotta protect the integrity of the sport, man. You gotta protect the integrity of the sport, and I don't blame him. Like I said, the weight thing gonna be hard. I don't know if he gonna get that one because he got paid. And they take that right out your opponent's purse. So he definitely got that money. So he ain't have to wait on that money because they deduct that right out the purse. That is something that is agreed upon. But that other stuff, man, that shit is gonna be that's different, man. The PEDs and all that, that's different. I think any fighter that has accomplished as much as he accomplished would do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I guess the thing with Devin is, okay, you lost, but he didn't lose because of the steroids. He lost because of the wrong game plan. That don't really come into equate. Because I think if I agree with everything you're saying, but I think if he goes with he cheated, I don't think Devin will make the necessary changes. You think he'll make those necessary changes?
It's hard for me to say that because they've accomplished so much together. They've done so well together, so it's hard for me to say because a fighter, goes to, loses one fight, then he needs to get rid of the team that he's accomplished so much together with. I mean, he's done things at a young age, man, that a lot of fighters haven't done in the history of boxing. And he's fought a lot of names and he's done things. So it's kind of hard for me to say, did he make mistakes in that fight? Absolutely. I was one of the first ones to point him out. He made a lot of mistakes, especially not being prepared for that left hook when that's basically all he has. So I definitely think he made a lot of mistakes, but I think they're fixable mistakes that if he has the right team, maybe bring in somebody, or maybe his dad can continue to take the role. But I definitely think those are correctable mistakes. So, but again, the mistakes he made is different when somebody is cheating. So if he didn't have that stuff in his system, if that B sample does come back positive, would he have been that effective with his strategy? Would he have been that effective? Because let's be real. Besides a couple hooks, this and that, the boy looked like straight shit too.
Yeah, I mean, it's from round 2 to 6.
If we're gonna keep it buck, the boy looked like straight shit too. He don't know. He knows nothing about hiding behind the shoulder. His whole thing is to turn his whole fucking, which I've never seen nobody do that shit. I mean, I've never seen nobody just turn their whole fucking back. He has the craziest shoulder roll I've ever seen. That's a back roll. That's not even a shoulder roll.
I'm gonna ask you this though: you think that could be something special for Ryan? Because I look at it like this: if he can master the Philly shell, similar to James Toney, and be offensive with it, not like Floyd, but be more offensive with it, I think it'll change the way Ryan fights. What do you think?
I don't think it's in his bloodstream to fight like that. I don't know what you tell me a Mexican that can fight like that.
I've never seen a white boy fight like Caleb Plant until I see it.
Yeah, Caleb is good though. He get the John B pass.
He get the John B.
He gets the John B pass, but I don't know. Caleb is different when it comes to that, but Garcia that style is so he needs to be properly taught how to do that. Only thing he does really well is set up his hook. He sets that shit up really well, and Devin should have really been prepared for that, and I didn't think he was prepared. But other than that, it's not like I saw him be like, man, this motherfucker the truth.
You ain't like the taco roll at all?
The taco roll.
Man, you know how many times he got warned for turning his back? Yeah. I don't know how Devin didn't take advantage of that even more. I don't know how he wasn't able to, step to the side. I would have been stepping to the side, hitting him all kind of like on the side of his head and shit. And I don't know how the ref was letting him constantly get away with that, over and over, because you're not allowed to turn your back.
Yeah,
that's just
Canelo. Somebody in the chat. Canelo's good defensively. I mean, Canelo got great upper body movement defensively. So
Canelo.
he's
old Canelo. Maybe
I mean, and he's a Mexican fighter. He's got pretty good defense. But the old Canelo, yeah.
But he's not also fighting behind his shoulder either.
No, he's not. No, he's just got good. He's got really good upper body movement.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason I say I think this could be special for Ryan, because Ryan don't have any defense, and I see if he can get that shoulder roll, it's making guys miss. Now, can he keep turning his back like he was doing? No, but I'm saying if he can get a James Toney in there, get somebody in there to show him how to do it, because I think the Philly shell would be perfect. Thinking about that, that's perfect for the Mexican style, because you take a little bit less punishment. You coming forward anyway. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, why not learn that taco roll and figure it out, man? Because if he figured it out, man.
They had Yoel Judah. I don't know what happened there. I mean, he was in the camp, and
with Devin or with
Devin. He was with Devin before this fight, not this fight, but before.
Him and Bill got into it though.
I didn't know that.
He's had some of everybody. I think Floyd's worked with him a little. Floyd
Mickey
Senior,
Bay,
and
yeah,
I
Mickey
know
Bay.
Mickey Bay was with him for a little bit. I know, and now I know Ronnie is still. He's still with him. It's a guy named Ron, still with him. So like I said, I know he has a good team around him, but I just think, you know, he wasn't prepared as he should have been.
I think it was more of, you know, Ryan not taking it as serious as people thought, and you know, I think they thought they could knock Ryan out, and I think that's what made him make mistakes. I think he went for the knockout. He hurt Ryan a couple of times in the fight. You know,
I
that's
don't
what
think
I
he
think.
hurt. I don't think he hurt Ryan. You just said.
I mean,
There we go.
he definitely hurt Ryan at
He
that
ain't
one
hurt
time
him.
where
No, he
I
didn't.
think I
come
think
on,
he buzzed. I
BBO.
think he buzzed him. Might have hurt him a little bit, and I think the roids kicked in, and that's when he went angry and started beating his glove. That's straight. That's straight roid. That's straight roid rage. You feel me? That's straight roid rage.
You cold blooded.
Man got hit with a good shot, and you know he went to pounding his gloves and make that incredible hawk face. Go back and watch it. You'll see the
No,
shit.
I know exactly what you're talking about because he got buzzed after that.
Yeah, when he did it, when he did that, when I rewatched it and I saw it, I said, yeah, that motherfucker was on something. That's that roid. You know, you've been around them boys all the time, man. Them boys growing up, them boys on roids. You see them lifting in the gym, they be on one, boys.
I'm gonna ask you this: Did you see when Mike Tyson came into Ryan's room and the face Mike made when Ryan was talking to him? Like, I thought Ryan was high on coke in that fight. I don't know if he did, but you know, Mike looked at him like he recognized what was going on with him, and Mike walked out. But Ryan, like, he was zooted for that fight, so it could have been the roids, or it could have been just good old fashioned cocaine, man, because he was hyped up in there, man. He was hyped up in there. You could go back and watch that. Go back and watch that when he was in the green room when they was playing the violins and all that. And Mike came in for a second. Brian made the craziest face, like, yeah, I'm about to kick his ass. Came out the first round, hit him with the hook. What do you think about that referee? You were just talking about how referees did you wrong. Did you see how they tried to steal that from Ryan? Did that bother you at all?
I don't think that referee is usually on point. I think with Ryan holding, with Devin holding, especially with Ryan turning his back as much as he did, I thought the ref was I was one of the ones that thought he called a okay fight. I didn't really pin it on him. It was a very hard fight to pin. I did think referees will tell you in the locker room that if a foul is really egregious, there's not going to be a warning. Everybody knows that. He said, I may take a point, I may take 2 points, or I may disqualify you. Every boxer gets that same speech. We all meet the referees before we go to the ring. So I thought when the dude told him to stop and he was stepping in to break him up and Ryan threw the extra punch, I thought it warranted a point. I didn't see nothing wrong with him taking a point. Now, hindsight 2020, you could say, you know, a lot of those was the knockdowns or whatever the case may be. Man, I've seen worse. It really didn't. It really didn't stop him from doing what he's doing. He clearly won the fight. It wasn't that close. He didn't look like everybody making it like he like A+ winning it. And I thought he looked like shit too. You know, I didn't think he looked like superb, but he did
He was
win the
gassed
fight.
too, man. He was
Yeah,
gassed.
he was. I did thought he won the fight, but at the end of the day, if he was cheating, and if it comes out he had anything in his system, whether if it was 10 days or 14 days or if it was 1 week, why is it in there? That's the thing. Why is it in there? That's what we gotta ask. Why is it in there?
I spoke to Antonio Tarver said something after the fight in the Barclays. He was talking to some reporter. I clipped it. He said he didn't have a problem with the ref either. He thought the ref was fine. The ref didn't play
I thought
anything.
I thought the ref, listen, it was a very hard fight. You had one guy turning his back constantly. Then that guy turning his back was holding too. Then you had Devin holding. You had Devin. Listen, as a fighter, when you're getting buzzed, the one thing you're trying to do is survive.
Yeah.
So you're going to do whatever you can, whether that's tie up, whatever the case may be. So maybe he missed a knockdown here and there, but I didn't think he called that bad of a fight. I really didn't, and I didn't think it had no bearing or the outcome or anything. What I did think is, like I said, they will tell you in the locker room that if they deem a foul too egregious, is that you're going to get docked a point right away. That every fighter knows that. There's a chance, and hitting on the break is something that's probably going to get docked. You're going to get docked for that. If he clearly says break and he's breaking the fighters apart, and you throw a punch, bro, you're going to get docked for that. 9 times out of 10, the referee's going to dock you for that.
Yeah.
I mean, when you say hit, so you can't hit in the. I thought they said they let the guys work out. They don't let them work out no more.
No, he clearly said break and was stepping in. And Ryan, if you go back and watch it, and Ryan threw a punch.
Yeah.
He threw a punch while the ref was like breaking him up.
Yeah.
It looked like he got him good too. But
yeah, it was a flush shot.
Yeah, he got him good.
I think that's why he took the point away.
I mean, I guess. Go ahead.
Devin's got to protect himself as well, because we don't know what he gonna have left after this.
Yeah.
We don't know. That was a very grueling fight, man. So
it could have took something away, yeah.
Could have took something away from him, man. He's got to protect the integrity of himself. And like I tell you guys, that first one, man, that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow, especially when most boxers feel like they're invincible.
You think Haney should take? Well, I'm sorry, BVO. Do you think Haney should take the rest of the year off?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so too.
The whole year?
The rest of the year. The rest of the year.
Yeah, the rest of the year he should take off. I don't think he should be even, training, running, and you got the money to do whatever you want to do, but I don't think he should be stepping in the ring, because last thing you want to do is step back too soon.
Yeah.
Because you definitely lose some punch resistance. You lose some of that.
Well, I ask you this: what do you think about him driving to train in a Rolls Royce? You think that's good to be in such luxury while you're trying to get in shape? Because I really feel like he approached that wrong. Let me know what you think.
Man, he got a bunch of money, man. So you're gonna live your life. You know what I'm saying? So that man got millions, so it's hard for me to say what he should drive. And I mean, if he rolled up in a Toyota Camry, they're gonna talk shit. Oh man, what you doing with all this money? So
that's a good point. Yeah.
Sugar Ray Robinson used to have a pink Cadillac back in the day, and that's how he pulled up. He owned the block, I think, in New York. So he used to pull up. Most champs and fighters, they're gonna roll in style. So I don't think I don't think any of that, how much money he made, played any type of role in him losing, because he still bust his ass and trained hard. Now, this would be a whole different discussion if he rolling up to camp like that, and we said, damn, Devin got tired, man, and he looked like shit. But he just made some mistakes, man. He just made some mistakes that's correctable. And obviously, if he was able to take all them shots and constantly get up and finish the fight, he was in good shape. Because if he was not in shape, he wouldn't have been able to get up and finish the fight.
That's a good point.
What do you think about these young kids that don't want to take a punch? That's the one thing I want to keep. Thurman was saying that we got an issue with these young fighters scared to take a punch, where some will say that's like Shakur, where he was calling that guy Nakafili a cop and all this, but when Nakafili hit him, he got on the track team.
Yeah, I don't think they want to take I don't know if I would say they don't want to take a punch, because you're going to get punched. It's just a matter of time, because you take so many punches throughout life and throughout the gyms, throughout sparring, you're going to get punched. I don't know. Those guys they're making so much money. They don't want to be exciting. They think they want to go to the Floyd way. They don't remember how dangerous Floyd was when he was coming up. That Floyd that fought Gotti, that Floyd that fought Gennaro Hernandez, the Floyd that was, on HBO every, 2 to 3 times a year. That dude was dangerous, and he was stopping dudes.
Yeah, so, Pretty Boy Floyd was.
He was different, dog. So to say you want to be like that, you gotta be fighting, man. You gotta, your best offense at the end of the day is your offense. You gotta be throwing punches, and you gotta have the defense to go along with it.
Yeah, I think too many times, man. I think a lot of the guys get so caught up in the sweet signs and don't realize that you're gonna get beat. Because I thought when Devin Haney was hit, it looked like he was allergic to those punches. You see where his face swelled up? Like, I don't think he ever got hit like that.
You see what we deal with, Ishay? This guy, he's
He was getting hit flush though. You can't get hit flush like that. He was getting hit, flush, bro. And that shit was just that shit was different. Like I said, he had the wrong game plan coming in, knowing that this kid his best punch is a hook. Yeah. You got to take that away from him, man.
Well, I think he did. I mean, he did a good job for like 6 rounds from round two to 6.
I think when he got buzzed the first time, I think that kind of, it may have changed the fight a little bit.
Yeah, but he won the next 5 rounds though, in my opinion. I thought maybe round 6 was was kind of close, but the crowd was booing at one point. It was a pro. I would say it was a pro Ryan crowd. There was a lot of Haney fans in there as well. It was a pro Ryan crowd, and they were booing. They were booing Ryan Garcia because he was running or moving around and holding and stuff, turning his back. So, I think the Bulls might have played a factor too. And Haney made a mistake and got caught in that 7th round.
I think he got caught too with that. I don't know. He felt like he needed to knock him out. When you're a boxer puncher, you're not a puncher. Yeah. You don't need to go knock out nobody. Go do what you've been doing your whole career.
Yeah, I agree.
Be the boxer puncher that you've been. You're not a puncher. I don't care how much weight you lift, how much strength training you do. You're not a puncher. And you're a boxer puncher. You're a boxer with superior boxer skills. Nobody looks at Ryan Garcia and thinks, oh, he got way better boxing skills than Devin Haney. I just think Devin fed into that hype and was trying to be something he wasn't going to be. Or maybe not the hype. He wanted to prove a point that he could stop Ryan Garcia, and he should have just beat him like he's been doing everybody else. And I think that's where he messed up at.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, I want to ask you a question, man. When you got that IBF title, man, did you ever think that picture would last forever? Are you crying like that, man?
Oh, man, I don't know, man. That was the best day of my life. Yeah, that was the best day of my life. So.
Yeah. Oh, did we lose him? Oh, there he goes.
There you go.
Are we gonna see that again at the Hall of Fame induction?
Absolutely.
Yes, I don't know if you know this. Yeah, okay. I didn't know if you knew. He made the Las Vegas Hall of Fame.
And you from Vegas originally, though, right?
Yeah, born and raised, man.
Yeah, he's the first champion born and raised in Las Vegas.
Hey, I just before you go, man, I got my brother, man, the light skinned lover. He just want to ask you a few questions. My man, Dub Brightside. Go ahead, Dub.
First things first, man. Salute to the champ, man. Salute, my brother. How you feeling? You know what I'm saying? I apologize for jumping on late. Had some other things I was taking care of. But, man, good to see you, my brother. Good to see you.
Oh, thanks, man.
You look good. You look good, family. You look good.
I'm trying to, man.
Hey, staying young. That's what they always tell me. How you stay young right there when you stay in the gym. So, but, hey, man, well, first off, I just heard. I didn't know it was solidified, but Hall of Fame status is that solidified now?
Yeah, it's definitely solidified, man.
Hey, you deserve it, champ. Man, congratulations. How does that make you feel? And I know they probably didn't already asked you a question, but man, how that make you feel to be with the greats? You know what I'm saying? Being inducted with the greats.
Man, you feel good to have somebody recognize. My career was almost spanned for 2 decades, so it definitely feels good to have, somebody say, we appreciate what you did and put you amongst the greats. So it's a good feeling, man. It's definitely a good feeling. One I don't take lightly, man. I'm very happy of it. I can definitely rest easy now because that's every fighter's dream is to. First, you want to do it, set out to be champ, set out to accomplish things, set out to fight on TV, set out to be on news clip papers and clippings. And, man, I did all that, man. So I'm very proud and very happy. And, it's definitely icing on the cake for sure.
Hey, if you had to characterize your career, characterize the fighter that you were, right? How would you how would you characterize your fighting style, uh, from your standpoint, as far as knowing what you want to go into the ring and do? How would you characterize your fighting style? How would you characterize your career as well?
My career, I'll characterize as just, you know what I'm saying. I just never took no for an answer and just never gave up. Just kept plugging away, even with the bad decisions, things happening. I just, kept going. It was just a never quit, never give up mentality. And just, when I got in the ring, I kind of just, I don't know if y'all saw Menace to Society, but I just always had that old dog mentality. I'm gonna just go out. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out busting. So it
Oh
just,
my God.
I never gave it. You know what I'm saying? I never gave a shit. Even when they told me when I was like, when I got older, it was like, I remember, fighting my last three fights were J Rock, Tony Harrison and Erickson Lubin. And unfortunately, one was, I thought the Rock was a close fight. I think Harrison was close too. And, those are those two of them went to win world champions. I've become world champions after they fought me.
Yeah.
And Lubin is on his way, once he gets another opportunity. So, I went out like an OG. Some of the fighters start taking some easy touches. I went out, but I knew it was time for me to go. Like, I'm not gonna stick around where I can't do interviews or talk or reminisce about my career. So I went out.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I had to summarize it, just like old dog, man, I was always gonna do my best. That's why I took it when I went to those guys' camps. When I went to the Mosleys and Chad Dawson's and Vargas, De La Hoya, Trinidad. I just was like, fuck it, man. I mean, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. You feel me? Like, I ain't going out here to get a check and get my ass beat. If they gonna send me home, they gonna send me home.
Yeah.
Well, that Tony Harrison was a split decision. That was
The
a real
fact.
close one.
I was just about to ask that. That's exactly what I was going to ask. Is that split decision with Tony Harrison? Hey, I'm a fan of both of you guys. You know what I'm saying? I think both of y'all hell of a boxers. You know what I mean? Um, break that fight down for me if you don't mind. How did you think? I thought the split decision. I thought it was a close fight. Regardless, I did have Tony winning, but characterize that fight. Break it down. How did that fight play out in your mind, and did it play out how you saw it playing out?
Well, I thought I could catch him more. I caught him with some good shots, but I
You
couldn't get
did.
him out of there.
You ain't
Like
got no damn chin either. My
Yeah,
bad.
I was like, damn, I couldn't. But you see, got to know. I know I'm not a big puncher, so I didn't try to
Right.
fight him like I was. But those guys, man. By the time I was getting up out of there, they were so much bigger than I
Yep.
was. The junior middleweights are just fucking huge, man. Those guys are like 6 foot. Looking like they coming down from about 180. I
Yeah.
don't get that heavy, man. So he was strong. Lubin was definitely strong. I thought my best one was, like I said, was against J Rock. I thought I did my best work that fight, but you
How
have
did,
to you take it as a learning lesson with those, man, and you just be happy you could live to speak about it.
how did you feel about the Eric Londe Laura fight? I know he beat you, but at the same time, I thought that was a hell of a fight as well.
Yeah,
I
man,
got
he was. That was one of my. That dude was the only guy I could say that I fought that he was like one step above what I was trying to do.
mm,
Like everything we tried in camp that we prepared for just wasn't working.
yeah.
And at that time he was real smart. He's not a big junior middleweight, but he's very rangy with his punches. Like I think his reach is like out of control. It's
Yeah,
like
he
out of
long.
fucking like
He a long.
light heavyweight reach.
Yeah,
So that was like
76-inch reach.
yeah, that's just
Yeah.
one of those guys, man, that I give a lot of credit to. I was like, man, that's one time I felt like shit. I had no answers for he was just a better man that night. He was better at doing what he knows how to do than I was able to capitalize on it. And that's why he's still going today.
A lot of people would criticize Eric Londe Laura and say that I done heard people call him a track star at certain points. You know what I'm saying? It seems like now he's sitting down more on his punches. He fight more, and against you, it seemed like he kind of wanted to sit down and fight more in that fight than I thought he would want to. Um, was his power crazy like that, or man, break
Nah,
get
he was better at moving. He was still moving a lot when I fought him. Now his legs are gone.
yeah.
A lot of people think people just decide to uh to sit down and fight. No, they don't decide to sit down and fight. His legs are gone now, so he can't move the same like he did when he was younger, which creates better fights for him. You know, it creates it because he's still so talented and
Yep.
gifted. You know, at slipping punches and counter punching, that it creates better fight for him. So his legs just he can't do what he did. You know, for 12 rounds like he did back when he was younger. His legs are gone. We see that happen to a lot of fighters. You know, Floyd legs were gone late in his career. Not
Yeah.
gone in the sense that they didn't have no legs or they was punchy. It's just they can't move,
They
you
ain't
know,
moving
like
the
they
same
used
way.
to. Yeah, they're not moving. You know, Pernell Whitaker went through the same thing. He started
Yep.
having to sit down a lot more when he got older and he wasn't able to move the same. So it happens, man. You know, the one thing about this game is father time don't wait for nobody.
That's a fact. Hey, last question. Um, in that Aris London Laura fight, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I thought there was some things that I thought there was some chances that you could have took to be more effective in that fight. Um, in general, is there a fight that you could look back at and be like, man, I could have took a few more chances and probably could have got the victory when you took some of your L's? You know what I'm saying? Although the majority uh, the majority of your fights were damn near close every time. So, was there a fight where you just looked at it where, man, I could have stepped on the gas a little more. I could have took a little more chances and really been able to win that fight.
Definitely think Joel Julio is one. I definitely think I could have took more chances with that. Felt like I left a little out there with that one.
Hey,
Um,
Joel Julio, he could fight though. That man could fight. That man
I
could
thought,
fight.
I thought he was there. The title defense is hard because there's so much going on that for that first defense. I definitely feel like my body, from being in training camp so long, I got the cut in when I was training, and then I went out of training, let the cut heal for a couple weeks, and then jumped right back into training camp. So I actually did like a fucking 16-week training camp for that fight. So it was just, that was more than my standard, 2 months, of training I would do. So that was just a lot. So I felt like I probably I shouldn't have fought him so soon. I should, with the cut, I got cut like a week before the fight, and I had already did 7, 8 weeks already. So instead of coming back and wanting to fight on Floyd's undercard for pay-per-view, I probably should have pushed my fight back a little further. So that's one thing I do regret because it felt like I didn't have nothing. And that was like the lightest I came in my career, since I've been a junior middleweight. I think I weighed in at like 151 or 150 or something crazy. I know it was hella light, and I think that was a testament of how long I had been in camp, and I probably shouldn't have overtrained myself like that. So that's one that sticks me a little bit because I wonder if I would have fought way much better, had I not been in camp so long. And definitely, the Lara fight is this. I had no answers. I couldn't. Like I said, he was better at doing fighting the way he fought and what I was able to capitalize in. And there's only a couple times in my career that I've ever felt like that. Him was one, and then when I spar Floyd is another. Yeah, because sometimes when Floyd is going, man, he's like a master chess player, and it feels like he knows what you're gonna do before you do it, and he's like 3 steps, 3 steps ahead of you. Now, every time we spar wasn't like that, but a lot of the times it was like that. And I was just like, damn, I got to figure it out, how to crack this code. And that's why when he fought a lot of people, if they was used to throwing punches, you would see their punch output drop when they would fight him because
They were
you
scared to
spend
let it go.
you spend so much time worrying about what's coming back, what he's gonna do. You know, he was such a great counterpuncher, probably one of the best in the history of boxing. So I mean, like I said, hindsight is 2020, but those are definitely two for sure. You know, that I felt like I could have. You know, I wish I would have done things a little differently.
I don't want to be too long winded, but I want to give you your props, man. It's always been a pleasure to watch the fight. You know what I mean? And even you one of the guys. So you know we categorize guys as boxing fans as gatekeepers, right? You was one of the guys who you never went for that gatekeeper mode. You want to continue to fight the best, and I think that's special. I think that's special in the fighter. It take heart. You know what I mean? And what people don't understand, and correct me if I'm wrong here, what people don't understand is that when you get into the ring with any of these guys, especially at the championship level, they all dangerous. And so for you to get in there with so many dangerous fighters and still have your faculties about you today, I think it's beautiful. And man, I appreciate the conversation tonight, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks, man. No problem, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. God bless, man.
All right, fellas. Thank you for having me. God bless y'all, man.
Appreciate you, Ishay. Thanks. So we'll talk.
Okay, brother.
All right, bro.
All right.
Hey, that was a dope interview right there, man. Look at
that was dope, man. You guys asked some great questions too. That was great, man. That was a good conversation, man.
My apologies for jumping on so late, man. I apologize for jumping on late, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
I didn't know he was gonna come on. I emailed him. Remember, he's on the West Coast, so he's 3 hours behind. I emailed him as like a surprise because I didn't even tell BVO. So I was like, because I wanted to get him as a surprise to get for BVO, and then he jumped on a little bit late. But I'm glad you both got to get on and get to talk to him. That was pretty cool. And you guys asked great questions. That was pretty awesome.
You know, he made some money by his teeth, man. You can tell he made some money by his teeth.
Well, he still works. I don't know if you guys noticed, he still has a 9 to 5. So I mean,
he does.
I think he's a mailman. I think he works in the post office. Yeah, so he still works.
That's that's respectable. That's very respectable.
Yeah. So he still works, and he does good for himself. I know he just one of his kids I think just graduated in Arizona a couple weeks ago. So he's good, and he's active on Twitter. He's very active on Twitter. We spoke about the Shakur. He got into a little thing with Shakur. Because Shakur's always complaining.
So he's everything but a shot of God, man.
He's cool, and he knows Sock. That's how I got obviously Sock knows him. They have a good relationship, and and ever since that, he responds to emails and stuff. So if you hit him on Twitter, he's mad cool. He'll come on and he'll chop it up with you guys. Like he's a regular dude, as you guys saw. He's mad cool, bro, and he knows the game, and he's got stories to tell too. Like we had him on like a couple months ago. He's telling us about some of the stuff in the gym, because remember he was the money team, right? So he's part of that. He's seen, he's been in that Floyd gym, that Mayweather gym, and he's seen a lot of the sparring. He's seen Tank, and he's seen Haney, and he likes both fighters. He just thinks that Tank is just another level because he's seen Tank spar with guys like 154 pounds, hurting them with sparring gloves. Like, it would be nice if you guys. I wish I would have asked him. He tells the story about some of the guys he sparred with. So, he says that the power is legit with Tank. So, so he's been around, obviously. So
we got to get the brother back on. And I apologize for being late, but we got to get the brother back on because I there are other questions that I definitely want to talk to him about. We got to get him back on.
Yeah, for sure. I'll see if I'll hit him up. Like I said, hit him up on Twitter. Don't be shy. He usually does respond, but I'll send him an email and let him know, and you can have him on your platform. I think there'd be no problem. I mean, he's on the West Coast, so you guys, if you do it late, if you guys on the East Coast, like I'm on the East Coast, I don't know, Doug, but you're on the East Coast as well, right?
Yeah, I'm in Georgia.
So you do it late, it'll be good. Yeah. So yeah, I think he'll do it. I'm working on some other things too to get some other people on. I was trying to get this other fighter on, but he said, next week. So Ice had a thing here in New York with a boat trip with boxes. He was supposed to be on. He might come on next week. So, there's a couple options we have out there. But I'm willing to just do it. I think tonight was a great show. I'm sorry Sock couldn't make it. because you know it's his anniversary next week. I don't know if I'll make it, but still, I'll see if I set something up. Maybe I had a couple guys on, but this is good. The open panel, we had good discussions today. We didn't stay on one topic, right? BVO, we were all over today, which was great. So,
but you know, I do got some good news. I confirmed it. I'm just trying to figure out when he's gonna be free. But we got Michael B. Jordan wanting to do an interview, man, and I'm just trying to get everything all my
The
ducks in a
actor?
row.
The actor?
Yeah, from Jersey, yeah.
No, you ain't got Michael B. Jordan.
Man, I talked to him this morning, man. Shout out to my man Stitch, man. I talked to him this morning, man.
Hey,
you
keep doing your
serious?
thing.
Serious?
No, this is no cat. No cat.
Okay, that'll
No,
be
no.
good.
His whole thing though was he trying to, I guess he in LA coming back home soon. So when he get back home, I think he's from Jersey. He trying to set something up. So that's gonna
Okay.
be nice, yeah. Because you know he put Stitch in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Stitch was going to get it either because Stitch is in
But
the
no,
Hall
I'm
of Fame.
talking about he introduced it. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, he introduced. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he
Because he's in
introduced
that Las Vegas Hall of Fame with that Ishai's going to be in. I think they're going to do it. I think it's next month or the month after. So the Las Vegas Hall of Fame, Stitch is in that one as well.
Yeah, he in both.
Yeah.
Is
Stitch, we
Stitch
can try to get
Dominican?
Stitch on again. I mean, you obviously had Stitch. I had Stitch, so he'll get on too. You know, there's a bunch of guys we could get. Like, we could set stuff up. We don't have to always do it Friday, and I don't even have to be on it. Because just you guys could do it. So.
Oh man, look at the Puerto Rican. Don't want to be down with the brothers, man. I see how you do, man.
No. Hey, Thomas, I gotta get. Hey, Thomas, I'm gonna drop my number in the back chat, man. I ain't got your information, so I'm gonna drop mine in the back chat.
I got you.
I'll hit you up, bro.
All right, for sure.
Hey, because really, all it I'm finding out, all it really is man, just reaching out and getting some good people, man. But I definitely am excited about this Michael B. Jordan thing, and I'm gonna need both of y'all brothers up here on that. That's gonna be super dope, man. I gotta make sure I'm on my P's and Q's for that one, man.
Yeah, yeah. Well, today you were good, bro. I mean, today you asked some really good questions. You was trying to be funny a couple times, but it went well. You're a funny guy.
Man, BVO ain't got no damn jokes. He ain't got no damn jokes.
Nah, he was trying to be slick with Issei a little bit, but
What did I say, slick? What did I say?
I forgot what you
slick,
said in the
Puerto Rico?
beginning. Like, I think you was trying to be slick.
No, you just said it because I'm black. You said it because of my skin color. That's all, man. But you know what? It's your boy BVO, man. It's my guy, man, Puerto Rican Tommy from the filthy Bronx. And of course, we got my guy, the light-skinned lover, man, Dub Brightside. And we gone. Peace. Where's my intro music? Snip.
Peace, everybody. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah. We really boxing. Who wanted the baddest?